Changing. Yep. Yeah, okay, there we go. Uh, apparently... It would appear that... oh great, it's going through my head now. I need to fix that. Okay, that should work. Anyway, I would, for some reason, OBS acted as if I had a different mic plugged in that wasn't being detected because the computer doesn't have a built-in mic, so... Well, that's some major scuff at the beginning. At least I fixed that real soon.
The world remains constant over the centuries. But
Okay.
human life is like the dew at dawn, or a bubble
Okay, let
rising
us
through
hope
water.
we experience no further
Transitory.
issues, right, everyone? Everyone who's here, that is. Uh, oh my goodness. Well, now let's just make sure the audio was working fine. That's just, besides what I fixed there. Okay, everything seems good. Okay. If there are if there are any issues with the audio, do let me know as soon as possible. Cause I remember the last event, one of the last events I streamed, that was like several minutes of no game audio. uh, joyous day that was. Not. What are these notifications? Oh, this, okay, that's right. Okay. Okay, now that everything appears to be working fine, the next port of call is, the plan here. Basically, the plans for today's stream, after like seeing some things on like Reddit and like,
Inactivity serves no purpose whatsoever.
quiet Rent for now, right? Is we should is that the cloud retainer, however you say her the name she's using in the human realm, I don't know, Xianyun or whatever, I don't know how to say it, but maybe the game will give me a pronunciation use, but it probably will. But basically the plan was to do that quest first because from what I know it would spoil some stuff that happened during the Lantern Rite event quest. Basically just it's important to do first. Is why I got the gist of. So, first things first, Cloud Retainer's story quest. Which I heard it gets people, it got a few people in the fields. So let's see if it'll get me in the fields. Quest now accepted. Let us hope we do not have any interruptions from quests. The stuff that I had to write doesn't have conflicts with this one. That would be most unfortunate. Okay. Okay, that appears to be working just fine.
We've been to so many places lately. What do you say we take a day off from adventuring and just find somewhere nice to relax?
Paimon, silence yourselves.
Let Paimon think. Where are some nice places we could go? Oh, why don't we pay Cloud Retainer a visit at Mount Outsong? It's been a while since we last saw that illuminated bird. She's always the one popping up out of nowhere and scaring us half to death. So let's surprise her this time.
Paimon, I don't think it's a good idea. Okay.
All the world holds dear is but a backdrop of constant motion. I stand before it, alone and unchanging.
I thought that would interrupt the dialogue, but apparently it does not. Ryan's dialogue is too powerful to be stopped. Yeah, what is Cloud Retainer up to these days? Wait a minute. That isn't Cloud Retainer. Oh no, Ryan's jumping from the sky.
Here we are, right outside our place.
Oh, Ryan's about to die.
Do you still remember the first time we came here? We even brought offerings and everything.
Yep. Well, we were considered wanted criminals by the Millith. Oh, joyous. Oh, joy.
And when we told her that Rex Lapis had been assassinated, she immediately threatened to squash Liyue Harbor.
Yeah.
I thought she'd be impossible to get along with. But now that we've spent some more time together, she's really not like that at all.
Cloud Retainer, yep. She really did say that. She really did decide to go straight to destroying Liyue Harbor.
We probably don't need to bring any offerings now that we've gotten to know her pretty well, right? Still, Paimon's got some snacks around here somewhere, so if she really wants something, we can just use that.
Paimon, I don't know if she would be too pleased by what snacks you bring.
Huh? Traveler, did something catch your eye? Whoa, what a pretty lady. Is she also here to visit Cloud Retainer? Yeah, you're right. All it takes is one look and you can tell she's someone special. As expected.
I feel like she's gonna turn around. She's gonna hear what Paimon's saying, turn around, be like,
okay, but if we're both friends of Cloud Retainer, then we're basically helping you make more connections as a part of Paimon's job as your reliable guide. Paimon's got this.
you know, some people prefer if you spoke less, but I digress.
Hello. Paimon is
You two... What is this tomfoolery? Has this shift in form so clouded your eyes that you no longer recognize one anymore?
Wait. You're... Huh? You're the
Illuminated bird?
But you look...
You, Paimon, you forgot if Duchess can do this.
Oh, donning human form is scarcely any test of one's abilities. As for your confusion, one merely had no reason to indulge such inclinations before.
So, you're indulging now because?
Well, one has made plans to pay a visit to some disciples at Liyue Harbor. Taking on a human form for such a trip is simply a way to make matters less conspicuous.
You? Worrying about keeping a low profile? You're the one who likes to pop up out of nowhere all over the place. In fact, Paimon can think of several examples. Like last year, when you suddenly appeared on the top of a roof without any warning. Or...
Back camera and go, yep.
Hey, didn't we agree not to...
Oh? So you have taken care to follow the... One has never found oneself lacking in basic comforts. On the contrary, it is the gesture that one values above all else. So long as you've shown proper respect and consideration, the quantity or quality of the gift is but a trivial matter.
I see.
That kinda makes Paimon feel a little guilty for trying to keep them for herself. Anyway, where were we before you reminded Paimon about the gifts? Ah, right. So by disciples, you must mean Ganyu and Shenhe. It's also been a while since we last saw them. Maybe we can come too.
One planned to extend the invitation even if you had not raised the matter yourself. Shenhe and Ganyu should be quite pleased to see you again. However, one would first inquire as to the reason behind your visit here. You have cause to seek one's company?
Yeah, we just found ourselves missing you and wanted to see how you were doing. We were hoping you'd tell us one of your stories. Who knew we'd run into your human form while we were at it?
Is that so? If there are no urgent matters at hand, then let us make haste for Liyue Harbor. Ganyu is likely still working at Yuehai Pavilion, so that shall be our first stop.
Sounds great! Then let's all go to Liyue Harbor!
Yeah. Off to the harbor we go.
Ganyu has been quite busy with work as of late. One can count on one tell the number of times she returns to Mount Outsong each year.
It's only once.
Shenhe has also secured employment recently. In her correspondence with me, she wrote that she shall have no need to return for the foreseeable future. Huh. Did they think one was so easily mollified? One shall investigate everything with one's own eyes and decide for oneself if their living conditions are satisfactory.
Ah, I see. Please, Lantern Rite, please don't cause any problems, please. The bane of every Genshin player's existence. This character's busy in another quest. No, one of the Genshin player's biggest nightmares.
We're almost at Way High Pavilion. Hey, do you think Ganyu will be shocked to see Cloud Retainer like this? Guess we have
Probably.
no idea if Shenhe and Ganyu have ever seen her in this form before. Wait, where did she go?
Well, random ping is nearby.
Why are you just standing there, Cloud Retainer?
Say,
Quietly now. One shall stay here. You two can go and meet with her.
But why?
If one were to proudly proclaim one's presence, Ganyu would surely profess herself otherwise unoccupied and drop everything to attend to one's visit. One fears that would only result in her staying up all night to make up for lost time.
yeah,
One does
Ganyu
not
the
wish to
workaholic.
trouble her. Conversing vicariously via you two shall suffice. Do remember to inquire as to her recent well-being. Again, do not mention one's presence here.
To be honest, this sort of brings up just how many characters in this game are all workaholics. To the point where they just lose out so much on sleep. I can pick quite a few.
Fair enough, makes sense. Alright then, we'll just pass on your regards and...
Cloud Retainer?
Yep. Well, too late for that.
Oh, busted.
Is that lady someone you know, Ms. Ganyu? She is indeed. I'm sorry, Huixin, but could we delay the upcoming meeting for a little bit? I believe
Yep.
my schedule today is quite full.
The very thing she tried to avoid.
Although, perhaps I could move some work to later in the
No.
evening.
Oh god, you please don't.
Not to worry, Miss Ganyu. Thank you, Huixin.
Oh. Oh. Coverteer's whole plan failed miserably.
While, Ganyu?
Her whole plan failed.
Greetings. What brings you here today? And Cloud Retainer, too. It's been quite some time since I last saw you in this form.
You are quite mistaken. One is not acquainted with this cloud.
Your manner
retainer
of
whom you
speech
speak.
betrays you.
One is simply a mere mortal passerby.
Your speech patterns betray her.
Huh?
Seems she's not buying it.
Ahem. That was but a simple test. One did not expect you to be able to recognize one so easily, especially after so many years of only seeing one's other form.
But recognizing you is, my responsibility as your disciple.
What interaction this is.
An apt observation.
This is quite the interaction.
One was simply passing by while attending to some important business. One thought it would only be fitting to pay you a visit while in the area.
Sure.
Wait, Paimon wasn't aware of any important... Cloud Retainer's right! We've still got something super important to do, so we can't stay here for too long today.
Paimon, stop accidentally leaking information.
Oh, is that so?
One simply desired to see you and had no intention of interrupting your work. A quick conversation should suffice for today. A more involved reunion should wait until you find yourself less occupied.
I understand. That should be fine.
While one acknowledges the amount of work that you have to deal with every day, one must also remind you to rest. Though Adepti blood flows through your veins, excessive exhaustion will still cause grave harm to your body. It still makes one nostalgic to see you as you are now, respected and independent. When you were young,
Oh
you
no.
oft begged
The
me to
Counter
cuddle
story.
you to sleep when you suffered from nightmares.
Cloud Retainer! Stop!
If you insist. We are running short on time regardless, so one will refrain from going into each and every story. Why don't you continue your conversation? One shall simply stand by and listen.
Oh,
Wow, you've been to so many new
Yep.
places since the last
Fontaine
time
was
we
a
spoke.
crazy place.
If you ever need anything, please just come find me at High Pavilion. Also, forgive me for my presumptuousness, Cloud Retainer, but if you plan to continue appearing in this form, don't you think it'd be helpful to adopt a human name?
A human name? Huh. You raise a valid point. Considering the sheer extent of one's renown, Cloud Retainer is surely too recognizable as a name.
You really think so? Not that you're not
Paimon.
or anything, but that famous?
Yes, Paimon. This is Liyue. All the Adepti are famous. Like, really famous.
You presume to know the extent of one's illustrious achievements. One would hardly think such a thing to be possible. Nevertheless, Ganyu's advice cannot be ignored. From this point on, when in public occasions, be sure to refer to one as Xianyun.
Xianyun.
Xianyun?
Xianyun.
Ah, I assume that's a reference to the full record of Pristine Pavilion. An Adeptus of years past would rise with the clouds and rest with the moon. They were enlightened and wise, free and unfettered. The writer referenced Master's name to describe her carefree and spontaneous nature.
Oh, that sounds super cool! Paimon feels like only the most powerful of Adepti could rise with the clouds and...
Actually, those lines were originally written to describe Cloud Retainer herself.
Oh.
Wait, so you're really that powerful?
And what of it? Did you truly take one to be nothing more than a bird of bigger than average size?
Not exactly.
To be fair, Cloud Retainer rarely speaks of her past accomplishments. The tales of her past can only be found in ancient texts. It is said that once, a long, long time ago, there was a severe drought in Liyue. Left with no choice, many people left their homes, while others spent day and night praying to the Adepti. Although I did not live through such tragedy, simply reading about it is enough to gain a visceral understanding of all the pain and desperation during that time. On top of the drought, a noxious gas also began to spread through the land. If not for Cloud Retainer's efforts, much of Liyue would be nothing more than a barren wasteland today. The books had this to say about what happened. Upon arrival, the Adeptus borrowed the wind to retain the clouds. Immediately, the clouds gathered together, and abundant rain burst forth from the heavens. Drought and plague were both driven away, and the people were saved.
Wow. That's incredible!
Indeed.
Mortal records add embellishments to dramatize past events. One did merely with one ought, and even if one had not interceded, the other Adepti would surely have stepped in to help.
Even so, you stopped an entire drought! Can you really control the weather like the book said? Oh, Paimon suddenly has a lot more respect for you. So it was Paimon's bad for calling you Illuminated Bird before. You're not too mad, are you?
How laughable. A name is but a simple label we carry with us on our journey through the world. Why would one be offended by such a trivial matter?
Paimon's life saved.
In that case, Paimon will continue to call you whatever feels right in the moment.
Oh no, and for Paimon, that could mean a wide variety of things.
Well, that is quite enough ancient history for now. Ganyu, have you had word from Shenhe? One has heard that she procured a job recently. Have you any thoughts on her workplace? And what, pray tell, of her monthly remuneration?
As many people have said on Reddit and the internet, mumbled.
Moreover, does she find herself overly inundated with work? Is she allowed time off during Lantern Rite?
She really is like an actual mother. Oh boy.
That is a lot of questions.
Indeed.
There is no cause for concern, Cloud Retainer. I introduced Shenhe to her employer personally.
Good, good.
Wanmin Restaurant's business has been booming recently. So, with Chef Mao being swamped with customers, and Xiangling still off and out in search of new recipes, I introduced Shenhe to staff the restaurant.
Oh, that's nice.
I see. Most excellent indeed. One has had the pleasure of being introduced to that family. Xiangling is kind and astute, while her father is loyal and reliable. One has no cause to believe that they will make Shenhe's work difficult. Now, it is almost time to partake in the victuals of noon. One shall visit Wanmin Restaurant in person and see how Shenhe is doing.
Huh? But didn't you just say that you had something important to do?
Yes.
Can that wait until after we've eaten?
You may return to your work, Xianyun. One shall see to this matter on one's own. There will be many an occasion to dine together in the future. One is certain the opportunity shall present itself most readily.
Of course, Cloud Retainer. Please take care. Traveler, Paimon, I'll see you some other time.
See you around, Ganyu! Whew. Paimon was pretty quick on the uptake there, don't you think? As soon as you mentioned important business to attend to, Paimon realized that you were just looking to cut the conversation short and not take too much of Ganyu's time. Is Paimon right?
No, in fact, it was not an excuse. One is indeed visiting Liyue Harbor for an important purpose.
Wait, for real?
The moment is not yet upon us. Still, the truth will be revealed to you in time.
I see.
She really seems to be playing up the whole mysterious Adeptus thing right now. Is it because we just heard that cool story about her powers?
Perhaps.
You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, how can I not? Not even fine food is enough to distract
Oh,
from the
dear.
presence of a fine lady, huh?
Gosh darn it, Tifa.
I'm far more interested in getting her details than ordering any dishes.
Oh my
How about
goodness.
you ask her?
You do it.
No. I think you should. Wait,
What can I get for you today?
Oh boy.
Greetings, miss. I was just wondering.
What would you like to order?
Very direct.
2 servings of Mora meat to go. Good chat. Bye.
Good. Okay.
Shenhe!
Well, that was. they were so there. Yeah, I'm really English.
Welcome. It's been a while.
Don't welcome us as guests and greet us as old friends in the same line. It's weird.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and this is?
This is Xianyun.
Master?
Oh,
One does not recall ever revealing this form to you before. How were you able to ascertain one's true identity with such ease?
I've trained and lived with Master for more than 10 years. I would recognize you no matter what form you take.
You...
she's so touched.
Is something the matter, Master?
Hardly. One simply learned of your employment from your letter and came to check on your well-being.
And check out the great food, too.
Indeed. It's almost lunchtime. My apologies. I'm still on the clock and can't...
That's fine.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler and Paimon. Are you here for Shenhe? The lunch rush isn't in yet, Shenhe. So, I've got things covered for now.
Oh, no, what a nice boss.
Go ahead, sit down and enjoy some time with your friends. I'll let you know if things pick up.
Thank you, Chef Mao.
Woohoo!
That's nice. Sorry. Let me climb by. Let me just casually climbing the wall to get by.
It is just as one expected. The owner of Wanmin Restaurant is indeed a most reasonable and accommodating human. Still, the work here entails dealing with quite a varied group of people. Has this been difficult for you, Shenhe?
It's been manageable so far. I sometimes run into strange people, but I have figured out a way to deal with them.
Seems like you've been making progress. So by dealing with them, you mean...
First, I try to talk sense into them. If that doesn't work, I threaten them with violence. At this point, they usually decide they are in favor of a civil conversation.
So, for, oh boy, going to the violence.
Oh, how should Paimon put this?
Sounds
Oh,
sounds
a
reasonable.
sensible plan. One is gladdened to see you
Yeah,
integrate
simple
so
first,
well
and then
into
if not,
human
there are no
society.
violence. Well, that's one way to handle things.
And you, Master? How have you been?
Simply marvelous. Though Mount Outsong has scarcely enjoyed your presence recently, one has hardly found the pleasure of one's own company to be lacking.
I see. Oh, just as expected of Master. I have missed Master quite a bit too. Even though work has been busy lately, I've already had a conversation with Chef Mao about taking some time off soon to visit Master.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, you did? Do make note of such matters in your letters in the future. There's hardly a need to keep one in suspense.
Whoa, her mood shot up just like that.
By the way, Master, since you are in Liyue Harbor, have you had the chance to visit Ganyu?
Indeed. She is similarly preoccupied with her work. There was time only to exchange a few simple pleasantries.
Ganyu told us the story of Cloud Retainer's name. It was amazing. We never knew how powerful she was before.
I see. In that case, allow me to also share a story about Master's
boy.
past.
Oh?
Is that a problem, Master? I believe this to be a good topic of conversation.
No, not a problem. One was simply caught off guard. But no matter, please, proceed. One is most curious to see how much of one's own conversational prowess you possess.
Master once participated in a race against Mooncarver.
Ah, I remember
After
him.
Mooncarver lost, he insisted that Master's ability to fly gave her a natural edge in such a contest. In response, Master agreed to forego flying in return for being able to use one of her devices in the race. Mooncarver accepted, only to find Master with a brand new device on the day of the contest.
Oh boy.
Huh, what kind of device was it?
It was a mechanical vehicle made out of iron. What was it called again? Oh, an electro-powered bicycle?
They're getting electric cars in this, of course.
Oh, you refer to the bicyclical Thunder Flashmobile. One spent 49 days conceptualizing and crafting it. It need only be infused with adeptal energy, and it can cover thousands of miles in one day.
Dear goodness.
Oh, it boggles the mind why Mooncarver ever supposed he might best me in a contest of locomotion. Though he sprinted with all his might, he could barely keep up. Alas, the one flaw of my mechanism lay in its weakness against mountainous terrain. One was thwarted mere seconds from victory, when it was thrown off course and failed to make it across the final stretch. Truly a most unfortunate turn of events. Anyway, do go on, Shenhe.
Master, that was the end of that story.
Is that so? Huh. With you gone, one has seldom felt the desire to call upon those old fossils for another contest. What is a race without spectators, after all?
Have you been lonely, Master?
The answer is yes.
Lonely? Huh. At one's age, entire human generations come and go in the blink of an eye. Even one's own self-directed musings can span several days and nights.
Oh, I know. Oh, lower that down by a couple. Yeah, that sounds good. Mm.
'Tis a most foreign sentiment. The mere mention of it is preposterous.
You are lonely. Just please, just accept it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We know.
What is the reason for that look upon your face?
We know you're lonely.
It's nothing. It's just... Well, Paimon gained a lot of respect for you after listening to that story of you summoning the rain and everything.
We're just gonna keep
But
mentioning
all
though.
it took was a few words out of your mouth, and it's like you're back to being that illuminated bird again. I was just a little bit confused. Which one of the two is the
What
real
do you mean,
Cloud
Pipe?
Retainer?
To me, they are both master. One is the master that's widely revered by the people, while the other is the master that I respect and adore.
One finds oneself exalted yet again with sweet words of praise and flattery of a most extravagant nature. You chose to exalt one with your words, yet you refuse to grace Mount
Whoa.
Outsong with your presence for any extended period of time. One would almost question the sincerity of your estimations. This is not to say that your words paint an inaccurate picture. One has always lived by a single ideal. Eschew all action and abide by no rule. One does as one pleases and speaks as one pleases. Others may critique or praise as they see fit, yet one places little weight in such judgments.
She got like, what, 2 sentences of flattery from her disciple? And it's as if her ego was about to burst.
Just a simple head nod instead of just saying
Do
anything.
you have any empty tables?
Hey there, could we get another fish stew?
Uh-oh.
I'm hearing more guests come in. I should get back to work.
Alright, good luck with the lunchtime rush, Shenhe.
Mm-hmm. I'll try my best.
That went well. Of course, of course.
So much yummy food! Paimon's gonna feast!
One is fond of all kinds of delicacies and delights in a multitude of flavors. The dishes here demonstrate no shortage of culinary skill. Their unique flavor profile has left one more than satisfied. In fact, one has been struck by quite the fit of inspiration. One has already begun to conceptualize the next generation of supreme cuisine machines.
Oh boy.
Everything's so tasty! A bit too hot at times, but still super tasty.
I'm sorry, miss, but our tables are full.
Shall we try somewhere else, Granny? But it smells so delightful.
Well, you could always check with some of the other guests and see if anyone's happy to share a table.
Okay, I'll ask around.
Okay.
Excuse me. Would you mind letting us share a table with you? Ah, well, Paimon doesn't mind. What about you guys? Great. Thank Granny. Yep. Is there something? No, Paimon. Yeah. A lot of people compliment Granny on
That
her
doesn't
youthful
look.
looks,
I don't know. The
but
wrinkles
she's
kind
actually
of.
much older than she appears.
Wait. Uh-oh. Do they recognize each other?
Granny, why don't you take it?
Huh.
No.
Tis a fated meeting, then. Please, take a seat.
Something going on here.
What would you like to eat, Granny? I can order for you. I want braised earthworms.
Oh wait.
They always pop up out of the ground
She's the
after a
justice, isn't she?
rainstorm.
This was like annoying.
No, not this again. Granny, there's no braised earthworms on the menu. Braised earthworms? Well, that sounds weird. Do people... Right, that's what Paimon was... Help? Oh, do you mean with... Thanks, that's nice of you to offer. Granny has pretty bad dementia, so her memory's been bad ever since I was little. But it's gotten so bad lately that I even have to remind her who I am every morning. They died young. Oh, but it's okay. Don't feel bad.
Yeah.
Granny loves me
At
a lot,
least-
and I love her a lot too.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
it's hard at times, but you just gotta make the best of the life you've got.
Indeed.
Wow, you're really tough for your age, kid.
Only an anime game.
And me?
Oh, what about me?
You're tough too, Granny. Plus, you're really gentle, and you're always there for me.
Yes, and it's hardly as if I forget everything. I still remember the important things.
Amelia forgets.
Wait, what was that really important thing again? Ah, I remember now. It was a dream. I had a dream where everything was dark. Someone was standing in front of me. She told me to come and find her, and that once I'd found her, I would be free.
Huh? That sounds super important. But how come you've never told me about it before?
It was just a dream, so I forgot about it. But I'm in a good mood now, and somehow I remembered it again.
Interesting.
Ah.
Okay.
You know, I believe I've had this dream a great many times. But just how many times have I had it? Now that I do not remember.
Wait, so you have a reoccurring dream where someone's talking to you? That sounds spooky. Does that mean you're possessed?
Pyra.
Unlikely. Her eyes are clear and her breathing remains calm and level. One sees no signs of possession.
Are you sure?
Fine, trust her.
Who do you take me for? Is one not an adept?
You're right. Paimon almost forgot you're the expert. In that case, do you still remember what the person in your dreams looked like, Granny?
Not anymore. Although, I have a sense that she looked rather like me. But not as I am now. My younger self.
Let's see.
A younger version of Granny? This is just getting weirder and weirder. What is going on here?
As one said, fate must have brought us together. You may leave this situation to me.
Are you sure? Paimon's Paimon.
Paimon?
Just Xianyun is fine.
Thank you all so much for offering to help. Oh, we don't need any payment for this.
Yeah, it's just a regular. It's just a regular old Tuesday for us.
Thank you so much.
Or good two shoes traveler. Meanwhile, on Star Rower, Mr. I want money for this. And then probably not, but a lot of times.
You're welcome. But Miss Xianyun, what exactly can we do to help out this Granny? All we have to go off is that dream. Where do we start?
That is elementary. Since her dreams portray her younger self, then we shall retrace the steps of her youth. Once we have revisited those places, her memories will likely return.
Sounds like a plan. So, Granny, do you remember which places you went to when you were young?
Why, of course I do. The heavens above, the earth below, the wispy clouds, and the emerald mountain streams.
Okay, taking that as a no. Once, when I was really little, my dad told me that Granny used to be a martial artist heroine who saved loads of people from a disaster.
My mind's still on the fact that she was an adeptus. That's just having memory problems.
If it's true, then maybe they wrote about it in the history books or something.
Perhaps. Seems
A
like a
martial arts heroine? Oh, Shinto knows tons about Liyue's chivalric traditions. If anyone...
Are you leaving already?
I'll go order some food, Granny. If there's nothing on the menu you especially want, I'll just get a few different things.
It seems we must part ways for now. The Traveler and Paimon are bound for the Xianyun Commerce Guild, while Yuendai and Shuyu shall remain here and partake of their lunch. As for myself, I have matters to discuss with Streetward Rambler.
Streetward Rambler? Oh, you mean Madam Ping!
Precisely. Let us meet at Yujing Terrace once you are ready.
I see.
Everyone, please, eat to your heart's content.
Now we're below there. love running out of stamina. Why can't they increase the cap? Why?
Huh. It's you two. What brings you here?
Shincho! Great, we found you! We wanted to ask you about something.
That's not a whole lot of information to go off of. I can't pinpoint her identity from your description alone. But considering her age, I am reminded of a nameless heroine who's been featured in various chivalric novels.
Okay.
Nameless heroine?
That's right. The novels often speak of a great drought from 50 years ago. As the people suffered, a nameless heroine appeared and began to clear away evil spirits and bandit camps. The people idolized her, but never learned her name.
I see.
All they knew was that she always acted alone. Later, though, she supposedly fell in love with a similarly noble-minded exorcist from Mount Tianheng. They were well matched in more ways than one, often fighting together as a fearsome duo of otherworldly strength.
Huh.
After the drought ended, the heroine and the exorcist left the public eye and began living a reclusive life in the mountains. All that remained were tales of her incredible accomplishments. The way this nameless heroine faded from fame into obscurity later in life is not too dissimilar from Miss Yuendai. I hope that's somewhat helpful.
Thanks a lot, Shincho.
It's nothing at all. Just
That's
something I
without
came
oopsies.
across while reading. I did do a bit of extra research on her story, but it was just out of personal curiosity.
Okay.
Well, Paimon's...
Let me think.
Gosh darn.
In the novels, the nameless
it's my
heroine
dog, not too
always
important.
appeared near one of three places. Wangshu Inn, the area just north of Jueyun Karst, and Jingyun Peak. Perhaps the real-life heroine who inspired the character was also often seen near those three places. That would explain why those locations appear in the various novels written about her. You're welcome. To be honest, I found some parts of the story confusing when I first came across. It's rare for a chivalric hero to fade into obscurity during their lifetime, even after retiring from the public eye. But no one ever saw or heard from the nameless heroine again. There were even rumors that she became extremely ill. I've never understood why someone would go to such lengths to erase themselves from public memory. It's almost as if she was trying to hide from something. There's probably far more to the story than what's been written.
We'll be sure to tell you if we manage to uncover the truth.
That's a deal. Perhaps, behind the truth of it all, there lies a story more fantastical than any work of fiction.
Perhaps.
Feels like we just learned so much from Shincho. A drought, a nameless heroine, a life of seclusion. Wait, why
Yeah,
does the
Resis
story
of
sound
Cloud
super
Retainer, huh?
familiar? Oh, right! There's a drought in this story, too! Shincho, are droughts super common in Liyue or something?
Well, they used to be. But people have long since developed methods to prevent them, like by cultivating the soil or digging canals. So while droughts do happen from time to time, they are rarely regarded as true disasters. The drought 50 years ago is probably one of the worst we've had in the last several centuries. The crops withered, the streams ran dry, and the monsters in the mountains became rabid and agitated. Countless caravans were attacked, and people who lost their homes came together to form bandit groups. What started as a natural disaster soon became a human tragedy as well.
Yikes.
That sounds awful.
Indeed.
Yeah, and that's exactly why the nameless heroine was so beloved. She must have been someone of true integrity, to do so much for the people while asking nothing in return. Still, as terrible as that drought was, it was nothing compared to the truly calamitous disasters that befell this land in ancient times. They say that back in those days, disasters were both more severe and more common. Only the strongest of Adepti could hope to dispel the ruin and devastation. Do you have any other questions?
We're good for now. We're just going to head back and meet up with Miss Xianyun and the others again. Paimon hopes that Granny Yuendai will be able to remember more of her past. She used to be a great hero who saved many
Well, she
people.
could be.
So sad that she can't recall any of it. Anyway, we'll be off now. See you some other time, Shincho. Thank you so much for your help.
It's no problem at all. Safe travels.
Thank you, Mr. Cho, for being a helpful lad.
I have recorded the tune that you requested. I hope it will be of help to you.
Oh, thank you. Straight word, Ping. What has amused you so?
Oh, it's no serious matter. I was just reminiscing about the last time I saw you in this form. Time has wrought such change in this world, and yet you appear just the same as ever.
Time has little bearing on one's existence, nor has one keenly felt its effects whilst dwelling at Mount Outsong. Nevertheless, Ping, one would like to seek your counsel on a personal matter.
Oh, why so formal all of a sudden? I must say, you're making me a little nervous. What is it?
Well, the inquiry is as such. Approximately how much more would one need to afford a comfortable life in the harbor, not unlike the one that you yourself lead?
It does not require as much as you may think. Still, do you mean that...
Clavitainer, Madam Ping! What are you two talking about?
Nothing save for some trivial matters. Have you unearthed any useful details?
Shinto has a theory, but let's save it for when Chuyu and Miss Yundai have joined up with us again.
Do not be troubled, young lady.
What do you think, Chuyu? Does it match up with what you know of your granny?
According to the story, the nameless heroine eventually fell in love with an exorcist from Mount Tianheng. Maybe that's my grandpa. I don't have many memories of him, but there was this one time I found a box in our attic full of a bunch of weird sigils. I think so too.
Yeah, we're on the right
Granny
track.
might remember something once she's returned to a familiar place.
What marvelous tea. I can taste the dew's sweetness in this cup. It's as if I was taking a stroll in the mountains, thoroughly one with nature and at peace.
Oh, that's
Is
nice.
that so? Then please drink as much as you like. There's no need to hurry. At our age, it's always nice to slow down and take the time to appreciate pleasant conversation among friends.
Thank you.
Yeah, rest for a little
Okay,
bit.
since we have the time, can I ask you something?
Sure thing. What would you like to know?
I have a
Oh,
secret
a
I want to tell.
secret.
Let's go talk over there.
Paimon's the worst person to give a secret to. She'll accidentally blurt it out by blurt it out.
What's wrong, Chuyu?
Well, I've been kind of meaning to ask ever since we started talking in the restaurant, but are you guys all adepti in disguise?
She's caught on to you.
Oh! About that.
Well, you guys just seem super special. Plus, I think I might have heard
Well-
Miss Xianyun call herself an adeptus.
Well, I'm an otherworldly traveler. Palm, I don't know what she is besides being a little fairy, and a very talkative little fairy, and yeah. Yeah.
Must have been a slip of the tongue. Xianyun, since you were the one who, misspoke, maybe you can explain to Chuyu here what you really meant by that.
Yes, explain yourself so we can...
One is indeed an adeptus. Is that of some concern to you?
Huh? I knew it. Well, one time when I was a little kid, I saw a pure white illuminated crane. I had this super high fever, and Granny wasn't around. I was feeling all icky and gross, But then this snowy white crane flew down from the sky. She put me on her back and flew me to her cool Adeptus house and fed me some sort of magic potion. When I woke up,
Abduction.
I was already back in my bed and my fever was gone.
Cloud Terror casually committing into kidnapping.
I really wanted to thank her, but I was too sleepy to stay awake, so I never got the chance.
Not too sick.
So, I just kind of wanted to ask if maybe any of you have ever met an Adeptus like that?
A pure white illuminated crane? The only two we've ever met are blue and white and black and brown. Have you ever met one that's pure?
Never has one met an Adeptus with such features.
Wait a minute.
One surmises
That wasn't-
such
wait,
a
that was Cloud
description
Terror
is
then.
but a
That wasn't
hyperbolic
Cloud Terror.
embellishment
Never mind,
that
Cloud
often
Terror did not
results from
kidnap.
narrative accounts.
Wait a minute. What if that was the Adeptus her grandma? Maybe.
That's weird. Was it really just a dream then?
I doubt it.
Well, even if it was just in my head, it doesn't matter that much anyway. All I really want is to help Granny recover her memories. I'm really grateful for all your help.
Honestly, my theory is her granny is the Adeptus that did that. That got the potion, cured her, that helped get rid of the fever. That's my theory at this point.
Leave it to us! Now that we know the 3 locations, we just need to visit them one by one. Let's go to Wangshu Inn first.
Okay, I'll go get Granny.
Yeah. Ooh. Stretching on my back. Oh yes, the land. Xiao's little hiding spot.
Wangshu
Excuse me.
Inn. Wangshu Inn.
Do you remember this place, Granny?
Yes. The fish here is very delicious. And if you look out into the distance, you can always spot a bird that's been left behind by its flock. I believe I used to have a room here. It had a window. Yes, I spent a lot of time looking out that window. Which room was it again?
I'll come with.
Paimon's still having some trouble understanding what she's talking about, but if she's so familiar with this place, that must mean she lived here, right? Wait, huh? No! Xiao, what are you doing here all of a sudden? You scared the living daylights out of Paimon!
I sensed a non-human presence and decided to come take a look. If you're here, then there's likely no trouble afoot. I suppose there's no cause for concern. It's been a while, Cloud Retainer. I see you have returned to your previous...
Everyone's better at this form except for us.
I have indeed. I fought alongside her in this form on many occasions during the Archon War.
Oh, wow! What was she like during the war? Oh, wait, let Paimon take a guess. Was it anything like this?
Oh no.
Behold!
Dark.
An impressive imitation.
I can't skip that, but oh, I skipped that, but oh boy, it was.
Paimon knows her all too well.
Even so, Cloud Retainer was not always as ostentatious as you describe. You may be unaware, but her talent with Adepti Sigils is just as formidable as her skill in mechanics. The Archon War reached its peak after Guizhong's death. The Cloud Retainer who fought beside me in those devastating battles was taciturn and solemn, only speaking when she had to activate her sigils.
A Cloud Retainer who barely talks? Paimon can't picture it. But what happened after that? If you were so powerful in your human form, why did you decide to take up your bird form again?
Once one had bid farewell to the world of mortals, what use would one still have for such a shape? When dwelling between mountain and forest, away from the struggles and troubles of the mortal world, a mortal form is hardly the most fitting of choices.
After the war, Cloud Retainer retired to Mount Outsong, only revealing herself to the occasional visitor, and always in her avian form. Although I do believe there was an occasion some 30-odd years ago when she decided to don her human form. I believe it was for the purpose of...
One believes there is little need to relive bygone matters.
Granny, are you okay?
Back then...
Perhaps this conversation should end here. I shall take my leave now. Should you encounter any trouble, you need only call my name. However, given that you are traveling with Cloud Retainer, I trust you are in good hands.
And disappears cookie.
Everyone!
Disappears.
I think Granny is finally beginning to remember her past.
Oh, nice.
Slowly now, calm your mind and recount what has been recalled.
A long time ago, I stayed here to recuperate from my illness.
Huh. So what Shinjo said was true! You did fall ill! Was that why you went into hiding?
I don't remember. I'm very sorry, but I can't even remember the name of my illness. The only thing I can remember is that it took a great toll on me, and there was no cure for it. I was confined to my room in Wangshu Inn, where I spent many days unconscious. I'd come to every once in a while and stare at the migrating birds outside the window. It was a solemn sight. I remember crying, but I'm not even sure I knew why. One day, I met a traveling merchant. Upon hearing of my illness, he sold me a bottle of soul-revitalizing tea pills. He told me that the pills were concocted using Adepti blood and could be used to alleviate my symptoms. Sure enough, I made a full recovery. My illness remained dormant for several decades after that.
Wait, but if your illness remained dormant for several decades, are you saying that what you're going through now is just a relapse of what happened all those years ago? And it was all thanks to the pills that you managed to keep the symptoms in check? Paimon's brain kinda hurts. Do you remember anything else?
I'm sorry, I don't.
Hey, you're
Yeah,
not useless. You've done so much for me. Watched me grow up.
Aw.
Raised me.
Aw.
How could you say that about yourself?
Oh, some people just feel very useless. Times, they need to be reminded that they're not.
Oh, fret not, dear child. Granny was just a bit frustrated. That's all.
The recovery of a person's memories is a gradual process. Finding pieces of one's past is always superior to not finding anything at all. Let us make haste to the next location.
Next location. There isn't really a landmark there, so where should we start? Oh, Paimon's got it. Let's check out the houses in the area first. After all, if she was there for any length of time, then she would have stayed somewhere, right? Oh, Paimon's really got her thinking cap on today.
Yeah. So we got these two locations. Ah. Onward. Gosh darn, it's one of those Sonics. Hopefully, gosh darn, it kept following me. Got off there. Leave me alone. I simply wish to not be bullied by a little Sonic. Not what I need.
I don't remember this place at all. Still, I was thinking.
No, please, no, not hide and
This
seek,
place
please.
feels perfect
Please,
for a
not
game
now.
of hide.
Huh? Why a game of hide and seek?
I'm not sure. Maybe it's because I used to play that game a lot with Shuyu when she was younger.
I don't remember playing it that much. Are you sure about that, Granny? We only played a few times, And we stopped once we realized I was no good at the whole seeking part.
Ah, is that so? Then I must be mistaken.
Not here then.
Okay, let's go to the area south of here.
Whoa, why are there so many treasure hoarders here? Guess it's time to round up some bad guys.
They still no chance.
Do you remember anything about this place, Granny Wendai?
Let me think. I feel like I've been here before, but I don't think I stayed here too long. I might have just rested here briefly before continuing on my way.
Got it. That's okay.
Wait a second. If I remember correctly, I believe I brought... Ah, yes. I brought some sweet snacks with me. Go on, take some. You need to eat a lot if you want to grow big and strong.
Oh, thank you. Then Paimon will help us
Oh
out.
boy. Yep. Paimon food.
Paimon sees an abandoned house. Why don't we take a break over there?
This place.
It's familiar. It's always the last location.
Did you remember something, Granny?
I remember. Xianyun. This is where your father was born. It was a moonless night. I had been injured, so your grandpa was supporting me. We fled together with some being in the fog behind us in hot pursuit.
Uh-oh.
I had exhausted my strength when the labor pains came on, so we took refuge in this house. Your grandpa set up a barrier outside, but neither of us knew if it could hold the monsters back. I remember that night. I remember falling to my knees, reciting a prayer over and over. I alone am the source of this sin. Punish me as you wish for forsaking my oath, but spare my innocent child.
Sin? Oath?
I don't know. I don't remember. I only remember praying in the darkness with all my strength until the sun finally rose again and the fog cleared out. Eventually, the house was filled with the sound of my baby's first cries. That baby was your father. I remember I clutched him tight to my chest and wept tears of joy. It was the first time I'd ever felt such happiness in my life.
My dad?
He was my pride and joy, and so are you, Xianyun. You're so much like him, and I love you both so much. But you're always going to be different from me. I
don't care what you might have done, Granny.
You're too sweet, Xianyun. I'm lucky to have you with me. If not for you, I would not have had the courage to come here. All right, let's not step.
If one recalls correctly, the next place should be Xianyun Peak. Yuandai, how fares your health?
I may be a bit slow, but I'll do my best to keep...
Yep. All you need to know. On to the third and final location.
Climb on. I shall carry you to the top. Oh, Such lightness of weight.
All those who grow old grow frail in the end, do they not? First, you lose your memory, then your health. Eventually, you end up losing everything. My only wish is to depart this world with a lucid mind, to free myself of this torment and the burden it places upon others.
Fret not, you have my aid in this endeavor.
Okay, dog finished. Cool.
We're finally here. Does this place feel familiar to you, Granny One Day?
Let me see. How strange. Have I lived? When we were at Wangshu Inn and the abandoned house earlier, though I couldn't remember everything, I still felt a sense of familiarity. I could easily picture myself in those places. But here, I don't have that feeling. Perhaps I did come here in the past, but it just didn't leave a strong impression on me.
But did the stories get it wrong then? Yeah, that's true. Paimon was hoping this place would just...
I'm sorry to disappoint you too.
It's all right. We're not going to give up yet.
Thank you. Huh? That way. What's that mountain?
Oh, let Paimon look! Huh? Isn't that Mount Outsong? Looks like we've come full circle.
Mount Outsong. Mount Outsong.
Granny, are you okay?
Remembering something.
Don't push yourself, Granny. It's okay if you can't remember. You shouldn't do something that makes you sad.
Mount Outsong,
Mount Outsong holds some familiarity to you?
It does, but I can't go back.
Are you feeling unwell?
My head.
Cloud... Miss Xianyun, is there anything you can do?
Let us go to Mount Outsong.
But...
Fret not, all will be well. You may leave the rest to me. I've prepared something that can aid you in suppressing the fear in your heart and restoring your lost memories. It currently resides at Mount Outsong.
Wait, really? When did you do that?
I never leave anything to chance. All will reveal itself when we arrive.
I see. Ah, how nice of them. They gave us a wind current to make our lives easier.
Here, this is it.
Huh? But isn't this the mechanism that you were tinkering with when we first got here? Oh, is it another invention of yours?
Precisely. A recent one at that. I am most pleased with the result. I call it the Suspensus Somnium mechanism.
What name?
It periodically releases a soft breeze, which when paired with a gentle adeptal tune, can help the listener subconsciously relax and even enter a semi-hypnotic state.
I see.
Soothing agitation and anxiety, relieving exhaustion and insomnia, its potential uses are numerous indeed. And of course, it can also aid in the recovery of lost memories.
Oh, what a cool gadget! But if you had it all along, why did you keep it to yourself until just now? We could have come to Mount Outsong right off the bat and saved time on a lot of floating.
How preposterous. Had Yuendai not recalled much of her past through her own efforts, the device would have nothing to draw upon.
Basically, it's not all powerful. It requires you to actually have put a good bit of effort first before it can really help push you the final bit of the way there.
We Adepti can only help those who first resolve to help themselves. Had she lacked such determination and strength of character, one would have little to offer in way of assistance.
Paimon thinks she gets it now. Hey, what's that other thing?
As previously mentioned, A gentle adeptal tune is required to take full advantage of the mechanism. One secured such a tune from Streetward Rambler. Only with her melodies can the mechanism reach its peak power.
Oh, Paimon can feel what you mean. Paimon's body feels light as a feather. It's as if she's lying down on a warm patch of grass.
Oh, hello, Aura.
After a super satisfying meal.
It's fine. Glad to see you came to at least say hello. And have a good have a good rest of your evening then.
And you and I. Is the mechanism helping you to relax? It appears she has already succumbed to the depths of reverie. Come, join one on this side. We shall give her some time to herself.
The drought is over. But why do you look like you want to cry?
The potion. It's nearly run its course.
I've never regretted meeting you. Not even for a second.
Please. Please, no. Have you forgotten? This is the world you left behind. One of gentle breeze and morning dew, perfectly straddled betwixt the realms of heaven and earth. This is your home. This is where you belong. You should have never left.
She was that bird.
The you of the past. The me from not that long ago. We should have never.
Looks like my guess was spot on. Just of Genshin, there's a lot of things you could just guess pretty easily. It's not like much difficult to guess. Though every now and again they do match the curveball that you really don't. At least I don't see, but.
So that is the truth. No wonder this place is so familiar.
Granny!
She is an adepti, as I thought.
Granny, are you a
cloud retainer?
Your memories have returned.
Wait, did you just call her by her full name? Does that mean you already knew each other?
Yes. I now remember everything. Everything.
Granny, please don't cry.
Oh, don't worry, my dear. I'm so sorry, It's all come back to me now. The most important thing that I had forgotten.
One can sense the guilt that now plagues your conscience. Reclaiming a truth long buried is sure to come with a myriad of complex emotions. Perhaps one should recount the story on your behalf while you compose yourself.
No, it's okay. Shuyu, everyone, I cannot thank you enough for all.
Please, Granny, don't force yourself. What happened?
I know, dear child. My feelings for you are exactly the same. It is for this reason that you deserve to know the truth. Some time ago, I made a terrible mistake. One for which I could never atone.
Is this the sin that you mentioned in Xianyun Karst? What happened?
I am, in truth, not a human being. My real form, one that I held for centuries, was that of a wild crane. I spent many, many years living on Mount Outsong, bathing in the soft breeze and drinking the sweet dew of the mountains. At some point, I somehow gained wisdom and sentience. The Lord of the Mountain, Cloud Retainer, became aware of my existence and began to share many stories with me. She even passed on the secret of cultivation to me.
So at first she was really just nothing but a wild crane and wasn't really Adeptus, and then eventually she gained actual sentience. Huh. Interesting. So I guess I was partially wrong.
Though she never took me on as a formal disciple, I always saw her as my master. Whenever she took out her tools to work on mechanisms or new inventions, I would also stand next to her and watch. I even contemplated completing my training and becoming an adeptus in my own right. I followed her teachings, and time gradually passed us by. Until that fateful day 50 years ago.
50 years ago?
Yep.
That's right. Master regaled me with many stories of her past deeds. From them, I learned how she had saved people from a similar crisis in the past. She was the one I looked up to the most. More than anything, I dreamt of becoming an adeptus like her. I wanted to travel the land like she had, relieving suffering wherever I went. But I was still far from being a real adeptus. I possessed no ability to take on human form and fit in with the crowd. Once she learned of my desires, Master prepared a special dose of human mimicry potion for me.
Oh.
She warned me that the potion's effects would only last 10 years, and if I were to fail to return to my original form at the end of that time, I would forever forget my past as a crane and become something neither human, beast, nor adeptus.
Huh.
Oh no. So that was the source of your dementia all along.
Was it because of Grandpa?
Indeed, I fell in love. Though he was human, he had spent his entire life training on Mount Tianheng. When we met, it was not only my first foray into the world below, but his as well. Although clumsy and impulsive as he was, you'd think he was the real strange bird among the two of us. But still, just like me, he cared deeply about the world and wanted, more than anything, to cleanse it of all pain and suffering. I could not help but fall for him. But my time continued to tick away. Those 10 years passed by in a flash. Yet I did not want to leave his side.
Oh no, what
I committed an offense. I wanted to stay with him, even if it meant living a life full of pain and suffering, even if it meant that I would eventually turn into a monstrosity. I knew I had betrayed Master's hopes, but I was too ashamed to face her. So I wrote her a long letter instead and asked someone to leave it outside her abode. I was convinced that she would not support my decision, and I lacked the courage to speak to her face to face. In my shame, I fled and tried to hide from the world, such that no one would be able to find me again.
So that's why.
But that was only the beginning of my troubles. I began to suffer from a strange illness. My memories became hazy and confused, and I could no longer keep myself awake. I understood that my pain was caused by my refusal to return to the life I was fated to lead. Along with my memories as a crane, I soon forgot the true cause of my suffering as well. I knew only that I had committed a sin. All I could do was pray for forgiveness, even if I had long forgotten what needed to be forgiven. Looking back, I was beyond lucky to have come across that traveling merchant at Wangshu Inn. It was such a fortunate coincidence that we were there at the same time. If it weren't for those soul-revitalizing tea pills, I probably would have...
Granny! What's wrong?
Coincidence? Why did I ever think it was a coincidence? Master, don't tell me. Back then, that merchant was actually...
Human custom would dictate the conferral of gifts to be in order when one's progeny is wedded, would it not? Consider the pills a symbol of one's best wishes.
So when I tried to conceal my name and mistakes from the world and hide myself away in perpetuity,
She basically
the
tricked
only
everyone but the
person I
person that
managed
she
to
really needed to deceive.
was
That she was
myself.
focusing
You
on
knew
deceiving,
where
but
I was all along.
One still remembers when you were but a fledgling. You possessed a certain fondness for a particular game. would hide yourself among a group of wild cranes and ask one to pick you out from among the flock. One found you with such ease every time. 'Tis a truth most evident. One always recognizes one's own, no matter what form they may take.
Wait! Paimon's confused! So, Cloud Retainer, you found Yuendai again? But how? When? And what happened after that?
Perhaps it is now time for one to recount the rest of the tale.
Oh boy. Oh, loading. Does this mean we're gonna have something a bit more animated? Oh.
One was furious upon receiving your letter. Seized with anger, one set out to bring you to your senses.
Uh-oh. Angry Cloud Retainer, that's not something you want.
Yeah! Skyward!
I'm looking at animations for Cloud Retainer. Or Xianyun. Trying to learn to pronounce that name is going to take some time. So, I think just Cloud Retainer for
In truth,
now.
one had more than a few misgivings about your chosen partner. As an exorcist, his talent was lacking. One could hardly say his skill with sigils was any better. But soon, one came to appreciate the devotion he bestowed upon you during your illness. He never uttered a complaint and rarely left your side. Unwilling to begrudge someone of such character, one decided to overlook his aforementioned deficiencies. Glaring though they may have been, wishing to grant you a life without regrets, one gathered many divine ingredients and used one's own blood to create a form of medicine. Though imperfect, it managed to suppress the more dire effects of your illness. As for how to deliver the medicine, after much contemplation, one eventually decided to perform the deed oneself. One took great care to alter one's features and select the appropriate attire. Only after meticulous scrutiny did one finally set out for Wangshu Inn.
Cloud Retainer pulling on a mustache. Oh, that's hilarious.
As one expected, you were most ignorant of one's true identity. You showed not even the slightest inkling of recognition. One was quite torn. Should one have celebrated the success of one's disguise, or mourn the loss of your acquaintance?
Well, that didn't quite go as planned. Well, that went, well, I activated the thing, so I end up across anyway. I meant to do this, but, apparently my E-button just did not want to, E-key just did not want to work. That's unfortunate. Oh, that's right, there's chests I gotta look out for. Gotta go back. I should look at how many chests are in here. I don't care. Xianyun. Domain. Dude, tell me how many chests are in here. I must know. Okay, there's an Jose and a con. Okay, that's about it. Okay. Okay, it seems like. Oh dear, I almost stashed myself off the edge, I feel.
Nevertheless, one would speak to you about another matter, if you are amenable, even considering your loss of memory. One was simply flabbergasted that you could so easily forget the consequences of consuming medicine infused with adeptal blood. Its proclivity to attract monsters is hardly that complicated of a concept to remember. To think that you tried to travel while weak from sickness and heavy with child. Had one not intervened to clear the fog, all of you would have been lost during the night. the sky!
How many enemies do I have to fight here?
Skyward! Stray cloud converge!
Why did I say that burst and nothing? So that burst. Never mind, so it's just able me to burst. Just plunge, never mind. Okay. Well, this could have made that go a little faster. Oh well.
Those monsters would hardly have pursued you with such ferocity without sufficient incentive. They were likely incited by the presence of godly remains. Said godly remains, in turn, were likely drawn to the trace of one scent on your body. One was, after all, an active participant in the Archon War. Some of the gods were likely shattered by contraptions of one's very making. In the end, one was relieved to see you endure through the night. At the break of dawn, one heard an infant's cry pierce through the air, and one saw you carefully cradle the child to your chest. Although certain mortal matters remain foreign to me, one could not help but be moved by your joy. To see you happy, that was more than enough.
Just go and make sure nothing missing.
Now you should have a complete understanding of the events.
Wait! But if that's true, then the crane who took care of me when I was sick must also be...
Ah, one had almost neglected to recount the absurdities of that tale.
Without your container. Coming kidnapping. Coming a kidnap. No, no climbing.
Just as you and I troubled one with her antics, so did you give one many a headache. Upon finding you burning with fever, one made plans to bring you back to one's abode for treatment. However, upon seeing one's form, you began to cry, refusing to get on one's back. When one asked you why, apparently you believed that one could not possibly be a true Adeptus, because all illuminated cranes are white from tip to toe.
Did you change her form so she was like pure white?
One had no choice but to apply powder to one's body to conceal the variegated nature of one's appearance. You became more than amenable enough when one stood before you devoid of any other coloring.
Cloud Terror Burford puts on makeup.
It bears mentioning, however, that as a crane, Yuandai was nearly entirely pure white in color. Though you had never encountered her in that form, you still recognize the essence of her being. Perhaps fate brought you two together in more ways than one.
Interesting. So, I was wrong about the Adeptus part, about the Yuandai being
Now
Adeptus.
all has been revealed.
But... So I was wrong about Cloud Terror basically kidnapping the child.
One owes you an apology, Yuandai. One recognized you upon your very entrance into Wanmin Restaurant. One has always viewed you as a disciple of equal standing with Ganyu and Shenhe. Indeed, one wished to bring your story to a satisfactory end with this visit to Liyue Harbor. Still, one could not reveal your identity right away. Had one simply informed you of all you had lost, all those cherished memories would merely have become the fictionalized account of another. Memories are most meaningful when recalled by those who lived through them. Would you not agree? Even if the process was painful and arduous to experience. Have you any inquiries? Inquiries?
Master, I must ask. If you found me all those years ago, why did you leave me be, even though you knew about my mistake?
Why did you not bring me back to Mount Outsong by force?
One has never regarded your action as a mistake. It was a simple choice, nothing more. When it is time for one's progeny to leave the nest, it is the responsibility of an elder to let them fly free. Yet, when your wings grow weary and the night grows dark, just know that you always have a place to which to return. 'Tis a refuge referred to by many a name in mortal writing. Home, nest, haven. Whatever its denomination may be, its essence remains quite unchanged. One speaks, of course, of a place not unlike one's own abode. One's disciples are free to come and go as they wish, yet the door remains forever open to those who wish to return. One rather hopes you count yourself among them.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
One expects you too have sensed the rapid deterioration of your condition as of late. Have you not? 40 years ago, you chose a path without a future. Though one used one's own blood to provide you with a few decades of extra time, it merely delayed the inevitable. One may have extended the path, yet one was unable to alter its final destination.
Oh, it's sad.
Even the power of an Adeptus has its limits. Had your condition continued to deteriorate, you would have forgotten your life as a human entirely. In the end, you would have turned into a creature lacking in the ability to even comprehend its own monstrousness. Fortunately, you were able to avoid that scenario by reclaiming your memories. Though one sped the process along by providing some guidance, the result is entirely a reflection of your own effort.
So, what's gonna happen to Granny?
One will help her reclaim her original form as a wild crane. If it be fated, she may recover her sentience one day.
She's gotta go back to being a regular crane, huh?
Master, you've already done more than enough for me. I don't know how I could possibly repay your kindness. This is a better result than I could have ever hoped for. How much time do I have left?
Granny? Please don't leave, okay?
Don't be sad, dear child.
This is sad.
Granny has led a wonderful
You are right.
life. My only regret is having to leave you behind. Don't forget to eat well, okay? A growing young lady like yourself needs lots of good food to grow big and strong. Promise Granny you'll take good care of yourself when I'm
How's a
gone.
child supposed to get along without a parent?
I promise, Granny.
Who's gonna take care of her?
I'll do whatever you say.
Good girl. Good girl. Don't worry. It's not goodbye forever. Granny's gonna become the most formidable crane in all of Mount Outsong. Granny will train day and night. I won't stop until I can turn into a human without having to rely on anything but my own power. When that day comes, we'll be able to live together again. You and I.
Good.
That's a good girl. Even though we won't see each other for a little while, as long as we both work
Oh no,
hard,
this is King Traveler
we're sure to meet again
flashbacks.
someday.
I'll eat well, Granny. I promise. And I'll wait for you, no matter how long it takes.
That's a good girl. I'm so sorry, Master. Thank you for everything.
Yes, just back into a crane. Has to leave a granddaughter behind for who knows how long. How are they gonna do this? They're gonna do a flash to. Oh, okay. They're actually gonna show an animation. Alright, better than Pokemon. Pokemon just does a flash to back. It just. This is sad. Gustar, I have just finished Penacony and Star Realm. No. Why?
Xianyun.
Let her be. At her age, crying is a natural, if not fitting, response to such an event. Tears are a necessary part of maturation. Sometimes there is scarcely a better vehicle to wash away the toll of stress and misery. Now that the issue has been resolved, you should also take a moment to relax. Give yourself some time to rest. Take a nap if you must. One will wake you in due time.
No, I know what's about to occur. I'm not sure if I'm ready. Oh boy. I'm not ready for what's about to happen. What? What? Am I seeing things? Did it happen that quickly? Or is this just a dream? Yep. What the? What is? Yep, honestly, I knew this was gonna happen.
I always believed we would see each other again. That our days of separation would finally end. And all my troubles would be behind me. If only things could stay this way forever.
Yeah, everything we just saw was a dream.
A nightmare? Curious. If you're relaxed, shouldn't your dreams be pleasant?
It was a good dream. It's just...
You weren't ready to wake up.
Yep. I saw his scared sister. Some. That was sick. All the animals come to comfort the poor sad boy.
Eloquent as one may be, words of comfort are not one's strong suit. You are doing all you can. One can see your strength of will, your fearlessness in the face of danger. And so, whatever your dream may be, one believes that you shall achieve it. Of course, whenever the perils you face overwhelm you, or you become weary, one is always here for you. After all, as an elder, it is only right to look out for the young ones.
Of course. Ours was a nice, sweet dream. Finally, where we saw our sibling, and boom, Paimon's just dreaming about food.
Was Paimon sleeping just now?
Yes.
Oh, Paimon wasn't talking to you. Paimon had a dream about eating grilled chicken drumsticks, that's all. Madam... Oh, Xianyun, you're awake.
Yeah, everything was a dream.
I feel a little better.
Huh.
Thanks. I know I'll see Granny again someday, so I don't feel so sad anymore. Madam Adeptus, could I ask you something? Would you take me in as a disciple?
Oh.
And have you reasons for this sudden interest?
I know Granny thought what she did back then was wrong. She felt really bad about it. But without that mistake, I would have never been born. Even though Granny lost her memories, she never forgot to show me how much she loved me. So, I thought maybe one day I could become a cool adeptus like you and help a whole bunch of people, just like Granny
Little
wanted
children
to do.
aspirations. Always want to become a hero.
Upon some reflection, one supposes you are no mere mortal. The fact that Yuendai's blood flows through your veins is proof enough of that. If this is what you desire, one shall make it so.
Thank you so much, Madam.
Paimon's gonna let you in on a little secret. We've seen Cloud Retainer's 2 other disciples, and they pretty much eat
Oh my
nothing.
goodness, Paimon. Paimon, do you...
If you join them, you'll never enjoy one-man restaurants.
Oh my
cooking ever
goodness,
again.
Paimon.
How utterly preposterous. One has never enforced such a rule. Every individual must find their own path to enlightenment. So long as one retains a pureness of spirit, one's dietary proclivities are quite irrelevant.
Paimon.
Well, you say that, but Paimon's not seeing any tasty treats up here now, is she?
Paimon.
Although Mount Outsong is rich in natural beauty, its location does preclude access to certain finer mortal comforts.
Yep.
That is precisely why one plans to relocate to Liyue Harbor. Shu shall have the honor of becoming one's first disciple in the human world.
Nice.
Whoa, you're leaving Mount Outsong?
One has never concerned oneself with the location of one's residence. From the very beginning, one has sought only solace and peace. Yet in the end, all of one's disciples ended up in Liyue Harbor. Ganyu, Shenhe, Yuendai. They all chose a life among the mortal world. One has reflected on this fact for many years now. One can only assume that it is due to some failing on one's part as an elder or master. A failing, perhaps, of recognizing what it was they truly wanted. One is most curious as to what aspect of Liyue Harbor could have enticed them to remain there. One could hardly offer an opinion on the matter, but perhaps some time in the harbor will prove instructive.
Yes.
Why are you all so silent?
Paimon is, just a bit shocked, that's all.
One has precious little time to squander. However, if one finds oneself otherwise unoccupied, one would not be opposed to the idea. One will be assuming the identity of a human while residing in Liyue Harbor. You should take care to avoid disclosing one's true identity.
Don't worry, we'll help you keep it a secret.
Sure, Paimon, sure.
So, when can we expect to start seeing you in the city?
Perhaps in 2 days' time. One has some matters to see to before one's departure. Preparation is the key to success, after all. One plans to put up various items from one's collection for sale. The earnings should provide for a comfortable living in Liyue Harbor. One has already picked out a handsome property near Chuhu Rock. 'Tis no small purchase, but what is mortal life if not one expense after another?
Death and taxes is the only constant of the universe.
Then how about we meet up in Liyue Harbor in 2 days?
A sensible plan. See. Oh, also, why don't you take this suspense somnium mechanism as a souvenir? Anytime you should feel ill at ease in the future, you may try quieting your mind and sitting in meditation as you listen to its melodies.
Awesome! Thanks, Cloud Retainer! Hey, didn't we promise Shincho that we'd tell him what we found out?
Perhaps. What does that matter? Just kidding, I know. I gotta be nice to Xingqiu and give him the information he needs that we promised him. Level up to this clock annihilation. Whew.
Should we make it?
No. Paimon, We will not. Silence yourself. Let travelers speak more. I demand it.
Your concerns are excessive and unfounded. This is but a simple collection of ordinary valuables.
Ordinary, you said.
Such intense scrutiny is hardly necessary.
To be quite honest, your insistence on that fact is my primary cause for concern. In what way are any of these ordinary? Every single item here could be worth more than everything I own combined. I simply can't risk shelling out that kind of mora without proper scrutiny. If I'm wrong, I would never be able to earn it back, not even if I worked every single day for the rest of my life. I have to be careful. Yes, you can never be too careful.
We're here, Clow! Miss Xianyun, what are you guys arguing about?
Ah, perfect timing. This ignoramus is question. I'll have you know.
Oh my.
These items have
Please
remained
come.
untouched in my personal collection for several hundred years. To question their legitimacy is pure folly.
Several...
Indeed. They're family heirlooms, you see. Passed down over many generations.
Yep, they've definitely...
My guess 5 on.
...around a while.
Hear that? Had I not found myself in need of mora, I would scarcely have had the heart to part with them. Indeed, you should consider it an honor to even have... doubt their authenticity any further.
Goodness.
And I may just decide to take them to another buyer.
Whoa, please don't go! I apologize for any insult, miss. You see, I know full well that I lack the knowledge to judge the true worth of these items. If you could wait but a moment, I've hired an expert to appraise them for me. He should be here shortly.
Wait a minute. Oh, I think I know who this appraiser's gonna
I will
be.
wait for a little while longer then.
Oh, I think I know who they're gonna be. Oh, this is gonna get
My new
good.
residence. If you have cause to seek my company in the future, this is where you can find me.
God, I think I need to lower the decibels on this because I think my mic is peaking a bit. I hope I'm not pulling anyone to your trips out. Hopefully not.
Master! Oh, it's you two again.
Yep.
Xianyun! You got a new outfit! It looks great on you.
Mm-hmm. Master made it for me.
Huh? You know how to make clothes?
Yeah.
Do I know how to make clothes?
Master, I brought in most of my stuff. There's a few boxes left, but they're kind of heavy, so I just left them outside.
Fret not. I shall help you move them into your room.
Actually, I should probably sort through my stuff a bit first. Everything's kind of...
It appears my young apprentice has her own fair share of secrets. No matter. Do what you must, child. Now, this expert you mentioned. When can we expect their arrival?
Soon. Here, allow me to make
It's
some
him,
introductions.
it's
This is Mr. Zhang Li, a well-respected consultant at Wangshang Funeral Parlor and an expert in all manner of valuables and antiques. Mr. Zhang Li, this is Miss Xianyun.
her
She's
face.
the one who's looking to sell the collection of valuables I mentioned earlier.
Huh.
If it isn't Miss Xianyun. It has been quite some time since our last meeting. What
My
a serendipitous
goodness.
reunion.
My goodness.
Indeed.
Her
most
face of
serendipitous.
shock.
Have you been faring well as of late, Mr. Zhangli?
Oh, her face of shock when she saw was like Rex himself.
Quite well, thank you. I was fortunate enough over the past few days to enjoy both a stroll in the mountains and a fresh brew of tea from the most recent harvest. The experiences left me with such insight and peace.
Huh. So you two are already acquainted?
Indeed. How fortunate we are that fate has brought us together again. If you are otherwise unaware, allow me to inform you that Miss Xianyun is a well-regarded collector and appraiser. She is well-versed in all fields, and oft-celebrated for her impeccable taste. You stand to gain much from this opportunity.
You are too kind, Mr. Zhangli. True collectors pride themselves on their wealth of knowledge and eye for detail. I can say without a doubt that you are foremost in that regard.
Them trying not to expose themselves.
You flatter me, Miss Xianyun. It would seem that you are as self-effacing as ever.
Not at all, Mr. Zhongli. Not at all.
While I am loath to butt into this conversation, you two already knew each other, and you seem to have...
Ha! A preposterous accusation!
Miss Xianyun speaks the truth. Contracts are built on honesty and trust. If that proves to be beyond your capabilities in this instance,
oh my goodness, roped you up
transaction may
this
be
poor
taken
dude.
elsewhere.
Say no more. Let us depart.
I jest. What fool would still
This man.
harbor doubts after Mr. Zhongli himself
He's
has vouched for the goods?
He's
Miss
like...
Xianyun, wait!
He's only expressing reasonable doubts, and now they're teaming up on him. That's hilarious.
I deeply apologize for doubting you. So, Mr. Zhongli, could you please give me a final verdict on the value of these items?
There is no cause for concern. They are indeed rare and precious valuables. Take this mechanism, for instance. Though one may not immediately perceive its purpose, its structure and appearance are exquisite enough to merit it a place in any fine home. The same can be said for this one here. Few could hope to possess an item that so perfectly blends mechanical wonder with geometric grace. I am sure you have heard from your travels that the study of mechanisms is among the most wondrous arts in this world. With that in mind, I earnestly recommend procuring every last item in this collection.
All right. Then in that case, Miss Xianyun, I'll take the lot. However, since the final sum is quite large, how about we start with an initial deposit through the Northland Bank?
The Northland Bank? Huh. Oh, you refer to the fiduciary house. Oh, very well.
I fear people only use the term bank nowadays. In that case, I'll be off for now. I'll return to collect the goods once you've received the funds.
Why does this sometimes snore? She let out a sigh. She isn't snoring. What? Okay.
Zhongli!
Oh, this has been quite the surprise.
My friends, have you been doing well?
We've been great. How about you? Paimon didn't know you were such a busy consultant.
My days have been quite pleasant as well. I had been quietly enjoying a cup of tea when Mr. Xiaozu requested my services. As for you, Miss Xianyun, I presume you must be looking to settle in the city?
I must say, the name Xianyun sounds exceedingly strange coming from you. Perhaps you could dispense of that particular epithet in further conversation.
Whatever for. Am I not addressing you as a friend should?
Well, that is true, but... Alas, refer to me however you will. After all, a name exists such that others may address you with it. One is hardly ignorant of that fact.
It would seem that you have gained many valuable insights over the years, Cloud Retainer.
One has indeed. One's previous days were all brief. Now that one has made up one's mind to move and settle, one has gained a much better appreciation of the hubbub and commotion of the city, as well as the people's hard work and ardor. This city is much changed from how it was more than 1,000 years ago.
Not unlike the ocean tides, so too shall the movement of people ebb and flow. From turmoil to peace, enlightenment to aspiration. Human society possesses limitless potential. In another 1,000 years, the scene we witness here may change in ways that are impossible for either of us to imagine.
Alright, that's enough reflection for one day. No need to get all sentimental on us.
You make a valid point, Paimon. Now that the sale has concluded, what say one plays the host as we try some specialty dishes together? One must profess great interest in trying bamboo shoot soup.
Perhaps you have forgotten, Cloud Retainer, but I once tried my hand at that dish. You were at the table on that occasion, so logic dictates that you should have already tried it.
Oh? What occasion was this?
It was a reunion between friends several centuries ago. Alas, you must have been too preoccupied to secure yourself a portion. Or perhaps our other companions simply availed themselves of faster reflexes on that occasion.
Huh, hardly. 'Twas most certainly out of consideration for the others in attendance. In but a moment, one will show you what it means to have a true deftness of hand. It is settled then. Bamboo shoot soup, mora meat, crab roe tofu, triple layered consomme. We shall enjoy the lot. One has already passed word to Xianyun and Ganyu to make a reservation. It is prime time for them to meet one's newest disciple. Is that agreeable to everyone?
Indeed.
It should be a most splendid occasion.
Shu Yu, come now, it is time to dine. Ah, this gentleman over here is Mr. Zhang Li. He is...
A humble employee of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Nice to meet you too, Mr. Zhengli.
That should be everyone, right? Let's go!
Sounds good. Actually, Master, have you ever tried Adeptus' temptation? I heard it's impossible to stop eating after even just one bite. You know, 'cause it's super tempting and stuff. Is that true?
That sounds rather implausible. Although with the right preparation, certain dishes can be too delicious to resist.
Huh? Why are you all walking so fast? Hey, wait for Paimon! Hey, wait up!
Leaving Paimon the dust. What was that quest completed? That was a very nice quest. Had sad points and happy points. Especially at the end when Zhang Li just showed up at Clarity's like, what the? The look of shock on both their faces. Just you realize who they were talking to. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, on that note, I'm gonna finish getting my daily commissions, then we can star on the Lantern Rite.
Thank you for Add Astro.
Just sure to be another memorable experience. Okay. Oh yeah. That's... Please tell me. Okay. Oh. Wait a minute, that's not where I go. I go here. Oops. Oh, yeah, it's a lantern. Why am I going around in circles? I think the reason why I didn't figure out all with that quest is probably because I think it's probably in the new area of Chinyu Vale, probably, I think that's where the Lantern Rite quest is. Anyway. Now... hold on. Now it's time for us to enjoy the Lantern Rite, which feels like actually the true anniversary of the game. Even then, we get trash anyway. But we don't need to talk about that now. Oh, it actually starts here. Huh. Neat. We don't need to talk about the stuff that's been happening over the last few months. Not few months, but last few weeks, I think. I forget exactly when it began, but not too long ago. Gotta pull that up. There you go. Pull that back. Anyway, time to begin Lantern Rite. Let's see how things are going. Okay, there's Charlotte and Kuching. Nice to hear from
Kuching and Charlotte! Paimon never thought she'd see you two together.
Nice to see you again, Traveler and Paimon.
Oh, we're not interrupting anything, are we?
Not at all. I wasn't in the middle of an interview or anything. I was just asking Miss Kuching about purchasing a kite.
Oh.
A kite? Are you buying some regional specialties to bring back to Fontaine?
Well, yes. And
It seems you haven't heard yet. The theme of this year's Lantern Rite is kites.
Oh. Nice. Let me turn that up.
Oh, So that's why Paimon has seen so many floating in the sky.
Liyue Harbor is always changing, so it is only fitting that Lantern Rite should change in turn. The Qixing believes it would benefit Liyue to build on our own cultural foundation by embracing the technologies of other nations.
Fair enough.
After all, it is said that the stones of another mountain may serve to better polish one's own jade.
Yeah, remember my business meeting with Tianquan Ningguang the last time
Oh
I
yeah,
was in Liyue Harbor?
with the card,
That's what it
when
was
the card
about.
tournament stuff was going on.
But all I really did was use my network to introduce Lady Ningguang to some interesting people. I'm not sure that quite counts as fostering cooperation.
Yeah,
In
Fosters
the end,
covers his own
we
way.
decided to combine Liyue's traditional art of kite making with Fontaine's mechanical vertical lifting device.
A helicopter.
Mechanical lifting device?
I'm just gonna call it a helicopter.
Sounds pretty impressive. But don't kites just use the wind to fly? Why would you need to add something mechanical?
Wait a minute. Let's see, too peculiar.
Well, you've actually just answered your own question, Paimon. How high and far a kite can fly depends as much on the weather conditions
Yep.
as on the skill of the person holding the
And
string.
mechanical device makes it easier to do without those conditions.
But as soon as there's no wind, you can only flail about helplessly like a sweet flower medaka out of water. Experience doesn't matter at that point.
Exactly. Liyue is now a nation ruled by humans, after all. It's about time we had the power to make a kite fly, don't you think? Plus, the easier we can make it to enjoy, the more people will want to participate.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Right? I also thought it was a novel idea. Plus, it shouldn't cost much to do.
With Miss Charlotte's help, everything has gone smoothly. Our new mechanical kites
Oh,
are
nice.
already available to purchase from a stall in the harbor. We're having trouble keeping up with demand.
Oh.
We also gave quite a bit of thought to the price. We didn't want it to be too much more expensive than a traditional kite.
Cool! Turns out you two and Ningguang like playing with toys just as much as Paimon!
Toys? They're not exactly toys.
You see, Miss Kuching, that does seem to be everyone's first reaction.
Although kites are one of our most time-honored cultural relics, outside of their use in certain ceremonies, I suppose they're considered playthings more than anything now.
Yeah.
But to me, there's so much more than that. Think for a second about how remarkable it is that a flimsy paper kite attached to a string has the capacity to touch the sky. It is this slight piece of paper that also carries the weight of Liyue's cultural traditions. There's an old poem that goes, "O kite born of paper, flying true in sound, a lone traveler wanders, just waiting to be found."
Where's the rest of the line?
In the past, poets from Liyue used kites to symbolize a feeling of longing, or evoke the peacefulness of idyllic rural scenery. If the people of today can derive enjoyment from this activity, they will not only be more likely to better appreciate the tradition, but also to pass it down to the people of tomorrow.
That's the Kuching we know, always thinking 5 steps ahead of anyone else.
Yep.
Well said, Miss Kuching. I've learned quite a bit myself.
As long as you're willing to listen, I'm happy to share.
Why don't you show up at my 50-50 losses, please? That's my desperation.
I also know quite a lot about the various folk traditions related to kites.
Oh boy, a
For
lot of kite
example,
lore.
Whenever
We're
a
getting the
kite
kite
blew
lore
away,
experience.
people would say it was the Adepti that summoned the wind to take it away as an offering. That way, you can turn an unfortunate event into an auspicious one.
What about something more fun? Do you know anything like that?
More fun. Let me think. Oh, I suppose we should first talk about how kites are made. It's another one of our precious forms of traditional craftsmanship.
I like how we're getting the kite lore.
My grandfather told me that back when he was a boy, children learned the art of kite making step by step from their elders. First, you use the thin strips of bamboo to construct the frame. Then, you draw a design of your choice on a piece of paper, paste it onto the frame, and tie on the string. Then, you look towards the sky and release the kite to soar among the clouds. Some people write down certain names or desires on their kites, cut the string, and let them fly free. Others may place particular thoughts or meaning into the design itself.
Are certain designs associated with certain meanings? I'm gonna jot all of this down.
Well, for example, kites in the shape of a butterfly typically symbolize freedom, happiness, or the desire to break free.
Okay.
Fascinating. What else can you tell me?
The scissored-tailed swallow is the most classic design. It symbolizes good fortune and joyful tidings. Different colors also have small variations in meaning.
Are these commonly understood meanings and symbols in Liyue? Kind of like the language of flowers in Fontaine.
I think.
I believe so. Most have probably heard something about it from their elders at some point. If you're interested, Miss Charlotte, I have several books on the topic that I could lend you. They could be a useful reference.
That would be a huge help! Great! Looks like I've got the outline for quite the article on my hands.
Perfect! We're gonna take a look around.
Then I'll show Miss Charlotte to my home for a little while. I almost forgot. The Ministry of Civil Affairs is hosting a kite flying contest on the night of Lantern Rite. If you're interested, you're more than welcome to bring a kite and participate. The rules are simple. Whoever flies their kite the highest and furthest within the time limit will receive a special honor along with a secret prize.
Ooh.
I've already prepared
Secret
more
prize.
than enough empty film for the event. I can see the spectacle already.
Oh, Paimon was on board the moment you said secret prize.
Of course.
Then I'll look forward to seeing your performance.
Say prize, treasure, food, and Paimon will be instantly on board with nearly anything.
You bet! See you then!
It's the easiest way to get Paimon to do something. Special food.
Wait, Traveler? Take a peek to your right. Do you see those two people lurking over there? Is it just Paimon? Or were they staring at us the whole time we were talking to Kuching and Charlotte just now? Huh. Something's up. Paimon just has a bad feeling. Do you think they could be treasure hoarders?
No.
They always seem to be stirring up trouble during Lantern Rite. Oh, Paimon's sick of waiting around for something bad to happen. We should strike first, you know. Foil their plans before they even You go right, Paimon will go left.
Paimon immediately turned to violence. Find out their daddies first before you just.
Oh, it is with such an air of urgency that you appear before us. Your comportment suggests you believe us to have committed some heinous
Whoa, where did this fuddy-duddy come from? You should be the one doing the enlightening, buddy. Don't think we didn't notice you eavesdropping.
One bears no secrets before two such as yourselves. You stand in the presence of the mighty and illuminated Adeptus, Moon Carver. For the purpose of this foray into the mortal realm, however, you may address one as Hojong.
Hojong.
You kidding? That deer's got his head stuck so far.
Oh, Paimon, you're insulting! Paimon, no!
You may want to hold your tongue, Paimon.
Don't think that Paimon is gonna believe you just because you know her name. Let Paimon guess. You're supposed to be Mountain Shaper, right?
Indeed. Mooncarver and myself have descended upon the mortal realm for a visit. The two of you may call me Jiahu.
Huh. Looks like you did your
My goodness, Paimon.
experience. The harder you try to lead us on, the
Oh
more
my
likely
goodness,
it is
Paimon's
that
too
we've got a
suspicious.
big
Why is
set
now?
of hands.
Why is Paimon now being suspicious of everything?
We'll go straight to the Millilith and have you
Preposterous. Utterly preposterous.
During the last Lantern Rite, we gathered at Mount Hulao with Rex Lapis and made use of Cloud Retainer's supreme cuisine machine to prepare bamboo shoot soup. Perhaps you have some recollection? The flavor of that soup was more than enough to whet one's appetite. As such, Cloud Retainer assented to my use of the device beyond that singular occasion, providing other recipes to boot. Since then, one has dabbled in the pleasures of the culinary arts whenever time allows.
Dabbled? Upon one's last sojourn to your mountain, did you not immediately attempt to hide the device behind a chunk of amber as soon as one's presence was known?
Did one not speak up on your behalf but a moment ago? This is how you choose to repay that kindness?
One is simply trying to emphasize the veracity of our claim.
That does not mean you should reveal personal matters so readily. They might think one bears no difference from Cloud Retainer. Forget it. One does not have the breath to waste on such petty trifles.
That might have been more detail than we needed. But, for beings as forgiving as yourselves, this is just water under the bridge.
You indeed have an agile mind. Cloud Retainer was not mistaken in her high estimation of you.
Paimon's still curious about something. It's just, Paimon can understand why Mountain Shaper is here, but why did you decide to come to the city, Mooncarver? It's not really your thing, is it?
It is but an inevitable eventuality. Long have the mountains remained strangely idle since Cloud Retainer's move to Liyue Harbor. With Lantern Rite near at hand, one would expect Cloud Retainer to provide us with an account of the festivities in advance. Yet to this day, she has failed to appear.
Cloud Retainer is hardly the forgetful sort.
One must never rest idle in the face of that which demands action. And since our acquaintances dwell in Liyue Harbor, we had to travel here in human form to avail ourselves of their aid. Cloud Retainers in this case.
But a moment ago, one heard you speak of a mechanical kite of sorts. It appears the essence of the situation has hitherto revealed itself. Now it is time for one to retire back to one's abode.
Huh. So, you're not looking for Cloud Retainer anymore?
Perhaps there are aspects of Cloud Retainer's temperament that remain opaque to young Paimon. Given one's understanding, one can only imagine the anger that now consumes her.
Cloud Retainer is of a proud and arrogant disposition. She holds the belief that her skill in mechanics surpasses that of all others. One can be quite certain it is hardly with an open mind that she regards the arrival of this new technology.
One surmises that she has shut herself away, refused all company, and buried herself in the study of her own creations. To call on her would only invite her rebuke. However, if you do happen to cross paths with her over the next few days, do pass along one's regards.
Sure, leave it to us. Have a safe trip back, enjoy the scenery, and happy Lantern Rite!
Thank you for your kind words. We shall now depart.
We got all worked up for nothing, huh? All that trouble, and it turned out to be people we knew all along.
Yeah, you started insulting Mooncarver, like, oh boy. That was.
Well, it's still pretty early. Let's head over and check out the kite stalls. Paimon wants to see what kinds of kites we can buy to use in the competition. The bigger and prettier, the better.
No, Paimon, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. I don't think you learned that phrase.
Welcome! Are the two of you looking to buy a kite?
Ooh! Assistant Count Swallow!
This jade chamber design is
Ah.
our newest. It's been selling like crazy over the past 2 days.
Does it also?
Of course. The jade chamber symbolizes wealth and abundance.
Aw.
The kite bearing its design is said to bring riches in the future to those who fly it.
Oh, now that's
Yep.
Paimon's kind of kite.
I apologize for the interruption, but are all your wares in order, Miss Xianyun?
Yes, they're just over there. The paper, bamboo, and dyes. All the necessary kite-making materials.
Wonderful! I'll pack them up and get a guard to deliver the goods to Yilong Wharf for you.
Yilong Wharf? Oh, wonder...
Well, if the two of you are interested in going to Yilong Wharf, then could I trouble you to find Gaming and deliver these goods together?
Is Gaming the guard you just mentioned?
Well, yes. The communications office handles shipments and transports around Liyue. He works for the Secure Transport Agency, one of our sub-organizations. The problem is, many of my colleagues have taken leave during Lantern Rite to spend time with their families. So, our available workforce has seen a dramatic decrease recently.
Makes sense.
If you were willing to help out, then I could get a head start on my next appointment.
You do seem really pressed for time.
Oh, wonderful. Now, at this time of day, Gaming should be somewhere in the vicinity. Just follow the main road until you see the head of a Wushu dance costume. Should be on your right.
Be sure to come back if you'd like to buy a kite. I'll even give you a discount.
Oh, nice. A discount. Ah, there he is.
Wait, I thought we had an agreement. Loser buys dim sum tomorrow?
Look at you. Scowl like that for much longer and your face might stay that way. Hey now, don't be upset. How about this? You extend the invitation, and I'll pay.
No way, Gaming. You're always the one picking up the tab. I'm not trying to be a sore loser. I just didn't expect you to come from behind to win like that.
That was nothing. All in a day's work, friend.
Perfect! Gaming is here. Sorry to interrupt, Gaming. We just spoke to a guy from the communications office who needs you to deliver some goods to Ilan Wharf.
Oh, that must have been Longzhou. Looks like I've got work. Gotta go.
Sure, go do your thing. Let's have a rematch when you get back. I won't let you win so easily next time.
Alrighty, you can hand the goods over to me. Must have been heavy hauling them all this way. Let me take them off your hands.
It wasn't that bad. It's just some kite-making materials. Plus, we didn't have to walk very far.
Kite-making materials. I see. I'm glad it wasn't too much trouble, Paimon. Still, I owe you one. Ah, and you must be the traveler. It's
We're
nice to meet
quite
you.
famous.
Thanks for your help.
Huh?
Yeah.
There probably aren't many in Liyue who don't.
Yeah, we're
I've
quite
heard
famous.
quite a
How
bit
did you
about
forget?
two. You're quite well known around these parts. Oh, and please excuse Longzhou if he forgot to thank you. Take my thanks in his place. He's a good guy. He's just been super busy lately. So, you here for Lantern, right?
Yep. As usual.
It's always so lively this time of year. We were actually hoping we could tag along to Ilan Wharf and have a look around.
Perfect. We'll go together then.
Yeah.
I'm good with directions, so just follow me. Trust me, I know my way around. We can exchange stories, tell jokes, or just chat along the way.
That's nice.
Oh, and there are a couple of good places to eat along our route. We can stop and grab a bite when it's time. The ingredients are fresh, the portions are generous, and the prices won't break the bank. You can order anything, and I promise, you won't be disappointed.
Order anything?
Uh-oh.
Hey, did you really have to call Paimon
Yes,
out
I
like
will
that
call
to
you
our
out.
new friend?
Pod has to call.
Don't worry, I understand.
I have to
joke
make
around
fun
like
of
that
you,
with my
Paimon.
friends,
It's
too.
part of my
It
weekly.
just
It's
shows
part
how
of my
close you are.
quota. It's part of my daily Paimon make joke. It's part of my daily make joke of Paimon budget quota. I have to always meet the quota for that.
Do you need to pack anything up before we hit the...
Nope, our things are always packed and ready. We're
Yep.
pretty much travel
Yep.
experts.
We travel everywhere.
Oh, that's right. Then let's get going. If we run into any trouble...
I can also protect us too. You forget. Very nice opening. Okay, Goba Yue. I forget what that one name is. Ooh. Ooh. Ah, these are the mini games, I believe. I'll come back to that. Come back to
Inactivity
that in a
serves
bit.
no purpose whatsoever.
I love that little drum beat. Oh. You know, I really thought I was gonna be able to do the entire quest today. But looks like that doesn't come out for another day. Well. Huh. Well, that's Well, let's see. How long have I been streaming for? Okay. Okay, at least like maybe I'll do like the first two parts and then like I'll stream again shortly, I guess. And then there are a few days to do it, I guess. Finish that. I thought they said that everything would be out. Someone notice the set? I swear the notes of that. I thought maybe we should stream today. Because I thought I would have the entire quest. Where's the... Nope, that's the outfit. Okay. Oh yeah, Act 3. There's 3 acts. Locks that nut. Oh, yeah, they should all be here. So then... Confusion. So what was this one? I've been lied to. I am slightly confused. It is the 9th. Okay, let me just... Okay. Okay, there's a nerd quest. Okay, okay, I didn't see this down here. So not until the 11th. Interesting. Well. None it must, interesting. I feel like then if I don't do everything today, I feel like I'll only have like... Well, I think for now I'll do like maybe like the first 2 parts of the quest and we'll work out what to do then. Cause, well, I wasn't quite expecting there to be another quest that went unlocked up. You know, noted that's why people haven't been talking much about like the Farina being in Fontaine in the away, despite that being in the... Because the quest wasn't out yet. And just why everyone talked about like, yeah, she was in the trailer, so she would eventually show up. Okay, that makes sense then. Why? Okay, that makes sense then, because the quest isn't even out yet.
Ooh, the docks are just a bit further. One step at a time. Hang in there.
Well, not what quite I expected, but oh well.
Wait, get behind me. I'll handle this.
Sorry, Gummy. I prefer using other means. Using the power of grass. Grass, water, electricity. Easy enough.
Seems like we really can't go anywhere without running into treasure hoarders, can we?
Yeah, it's not uncommon for deliveries to get intercepted. That's why this job needs guards like us.
Paimon was impressed by your moves back there.
Oh, that's not a skill I learned on the job. Have you ever heard of wushu dancing? Really? Performers might be invited to promote the opening of a business or to spread good fortune during a holiday season. But I must admit, it has nothing on the popularity of the Liyue Opera. I'm also well aware that people in Liyue Harbor aren't exactly jumping at the chance to watch wushu dancing. So, it's not something I do full-time.
Understandable.
Huh? You have 2 jobs?
Yep.
How do you have the energy to do all that?
It's not that tiring. You just have to take a rest.
Yep. Paimon gets it, so you must sleep a lot then.
Not really. Just yesterday, I stayed up all night playing cards.
Oh.
Let's go. The docks are just up ahead.
This guy is so I'm gathering it's coming here as like bad sleep schedule. But somehow still fully active and awake. Well.
Finally, we can rest. Oh, Paimon's shoulders are so stiff. And her stomach so empty.
Sorry. Did I push the pace a bit too much? I mean, you were the ones who said you were travel experts.
Liu is just too hilly. Floating up and down so much. Where's Paimon out? Oh, Paimon was finally satisfied and now her poor stomach's empty again.
Aw, would you like some winter melon cake? I have some on me that I bought from a store.
Yes, Paimon will take all you got.
You might want to pace yourself there, or you'll be too full to eat a proper meal later.
Paimon never gets too full. Just like you apparently never get tired, no matter how far you walk or how many jobs you work.
Ah, I see. Then here you go, Paimon. And for you, traveler. Enjoy.
Oh, we're just taking all
and
the
here's
cake.
some for you too, Uncle Bosu. Don't think I forgot about you, my friend. I'll just set it to the side here for you.
That hit the spot. Paimon thought she was going to starve to death for a minute there.
That close of a call, huh? I've been eating winter melon cake ever since I was a kid. You can buy them from all sorts of places, whether it's a small vendor on the side of the road or a big restaurant in the city. But each place produces cakes with a slightly different flavor. If you like these ones, I can give you the address of the shop I bought them from. I'll just have to check when we get back.
Okay.
Oh, all my jabbering must be making it difficult for you to enjoy the scenery in peace, huh? Don't be afraid to tell me to zip it for a little while, okay? Really, I won't be offended.
It's okay. Paimon is kind of enjoying listening to your chitter-chatter.
Yeah.
Aw, a fed Paimon is a happy Paimon, huh?
He already gets it from one MC to another. Yes, it's the voice of Kalis from Starro. If you didn't know already.
Need some fresh bamboo for this.
Although one the one MC gets to speak more than the other.
Don't
I
forget your
digress.
things, and watch your step as you get off the raft, or you're in for a swim. Thanks for the ride, Uncle Bosu. You take care of yourself now. I'll see you some other time. Okay, follow me. This way is fastest. We'll have to take the elevator up to the secure transport agency.
Okay. Also, if depending on when part one of this quest ends, I might just maybe save this for like another stream, maybe Sunday or Monday, possibly. So, probably Sunday, honestly. I think I could work. But we'll see how things go. I'll probably stream again soon though anyway because
Hey, slow down. I'm begging you.
Oh, that's a good time.
No one's gonna try any funny business when the street is this packed, right?
You'd be surprised, Paimon. Pickpockets are bad.
Well, how should I put it?
Come on, spit it out!
Do you see that group of people over there?
Yeah.
Those are my relatives.
Oh, it's relatives.
Wow.
Once they start buying things, they won't stop perusing till it gets dark. This is bad.
They're your family, not your arch enemies. What's there to be afraid of? Unless... Oh, did you do something horrible to them?
No, it's not that. I'm just not that good at dealing with my family. It would be best if we could steer clear of them. I'll explain more when we have the chance, but right now, we've got a job to do.
Are we going to play a stealth game?
The left side looks pretty packed. Let's go straight.
Are you kidding me? I do it.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Why? Oh, I swear they always make a stealth game when it's so unnecessary.
Let's wait here for a second. Maybe my aunt will leave.
This guy's like, let's just turn to a stealth mission of us spoiling this guy, the dude's family.
She's gone. Let's go.
My goodness. Next thing you know, we're going to be ambushed. Quick,
Turn left. Run. To the right and
My goodness.
Wow, you guys are good.
That was nothing. It was a piece of cake. Oh, winter melon cake to be exact.
You really liked it, huh? Ooh, you know what? I'll buy you a whole bunch.
Oh,
and pile 'em
no,
so high you can swim in
don't.
'em.
Please, don't tempt Paimon, please. I beg of you, please. Do not do that. Do not do that. That is a mistake. Your wallet will be hurt.
As long as you don't wind up drowning, Paimon.
Hey, Uncle Drugway. These are my friends, the Traveler and Paimon. They came to deliver some goods with me.
Oh, Uncle.
So I guess I'll go ahead and take these over to Uncle Yongzan then?
Yes. Thanks for your hard work. I should thank you both for your trouble as well. Please
No need. We'll be off soon anyway.
Hey, we're already here, aren't we? No harm in taking a load off for a bit. Plus, I know the Secure Transport Agency has some great Songhua tea stashed around here somewhere. I promise you, one sip and you'll be hooked. Anyway, you just sit down and relax, Uncle Jergway. Who would I be if I just sat here and let you go through all this trouble? Leave this to me. I have to be up and about to drop these goods off anyway. What's a little extra time on my feet? Oh, you aren't too picky, right, Traveler? I know Paimon prefers things on the sweeter side, so I won't steep the tea too long.
Aw, you noticed what Paimon
Ah. Paimon, you better not.
How long
criticize
have
me.
you two known Gami?
Not long.
Oh, not long at all. We just kind of tagged along on his trip to Yulong Wharf. He's just a super welcoming guy. We became friends. You know, just like that.
Sure. I'll agree. I'll go with that.
That's just how he is. He's the attentive sort. Really knows how to look after his own. A while ago, one of our guards had to take off work. Said his joints were hurting due to the rain. Gaming personally went all the way to Boo Boo Pharmacy to get some medicine for him from Dr. Baiju. That young man has such a good head on his shoulders. How can anyone not love him?
Yeah.
I mean, there is his dad, but, well, ask anyone else.
Uncle Yongzan says he doesn't have the personnel to spare for this delivery right now. So what do you think, Uncle Jergway? Should I go ahead and deliver it instead?
It feels like we've troubled you enough already.
It's kite-making materials, though. Could be for a kid. I'm sure the sender wants it delivered before Lantern Rite. Oh, by the way, here.
Thank you.
All right, then. Deliver it if you want to.
Ooh, are you free in 2 days? How about we grab some dim sum from Xianyun kiosk? My treat, and don't even think about trying to pay.
Whoa, that's way too generous of you.
Don't mention it. Just think of this as a thank you for all your help. Besides, the thing between me and my family, it's a long story. It might take some time to tell.
Sounds good. Paimon never says no to free food.
Alright, then I'm off. See you in 2 days. Oh, and Paimon, make sure not to eat too much before then. Don't say I didn't warn you.
My goodness.
Is he underestimating Paimon? She's just gonna have to show him how much she
Paimon,
can really eat.
please don't bankrupt him, please. I beg of you.
Anyway, is Gaming's family situation really that complicated? He has such a happy-go-lucky personality. Plus, he's an enthusiastic and diligent worker. It's hard to imagine a guy like that being troubled by much.
How should I put it? Since he already plans to tell you himself, you don't need an old man like me to add my 2 cents. You seem to be around the same age, so you might have a lot in common.
Traveler sweats nervously. Yeah, same age. Casually being alive for like more than 500 years or so. 500 plus years old. Paimon, who knows?
Perhaps you could help him talk things through. Consider it a favor to me.
If you have the time, maybe you can make a little flag for us to wave about.
Wave.
It can say, "We provide aid in spades." Couldn't hurt to advertise our services, right?
Well, I can certainly arrange that. Is there anything else you wanted to say?
Wait, seriously? Mama was just joking. But if you're going to get us something, she'd much rather have winter melon cake instead.
Seems like Gaming really has rubbed off on
Yeah.
you. Would you like some more tea? I think there's some left.
No thanks. We came all this way and still haven't gotten a chance to look around the wharf. We should see the kinds of kites they got. Maybe they'll have ones you can't find in Liyue Harbor.
All right then. Please do let me know if you'd like more tea. You're welcome to stay as long as you like.
Thank you.
What are you doing here?
Oh, that's a jump scare.
The way you speak, one might have presumed you were displeased to be in one's presence. Take note, Paimon. You could learn a thing or two about how to respect your elders.
Ugh, starting on the elder stuff already, huh? Shouldn't you be back in your cave tinkering away at some kite-related thingamabob or something? What brings you out here? And what's with that huge box next to you? Ah! Paimon gets it. You're here to do some shopping, aren't you?
And what of it? The Qixing's decision to integrate Fontanian technology
Yep.
into said kite-flying competition is of no consequence to oneself.
Yep. I
Did
knew
you
it.
expect one to willfully compete against the whimsical trends of worldly sentiment? Or perhaps even fall to petty sulking over such?
It's not that we think those things exactly. That's just what Mountain Shaper and Mooncarver told us. Or Chia something and Ho. Anyway, they went to Liyue Harbor to look for you. They even asked us to pass along their regards if we ran into you.
Oh, huh.
Xianyun?
It appears time has quite flown since one's arrival in Liyue Harbor. How could one have forgotten about these
She's at the forgetful sort, and then she forgot them.
One shall have to bring them back some divine herbs to atone for this slight. Nay, given that one has ventured all this way to Yilong Wharf, tea would be more advisable. A great thought has illuminated one's mind once again. One is reminded that certain purchases have yet to be made. Perhaps you two could wait here whilst one performs this task. It'll be but a moment.
Huh? Wait, here? You really just gonna ditch us here to watch your stuff? Oh, that woman really just does whatever she wants. Hey, not you too, traveler! Just...
Welcome. Please have a look around. We only sell teas of the finest quality, sourced directly from Xianyun village. Might I recommend the Sunglo variety? It's one of our—
Now, that sounds promising. 2 boxes will do.
Wonderful. By the way, we're actually running a special Lantern Rite promotion. Buy 3 boxes, get 10% off. 4 boxes will net you 20% off.
20% off 4 boxes. Then 4.
I see. Are you intending to give these as gifts? Look at the magnificent design.
She's
And
just-
the red ribbon gives quite the festive flair, don't you think? Such a gift would be sure to impress any lucky friend or family member. 10. Nice round number, don't you think? Course
Time.
you do.
Oh my
I'll even
goodness.
shave a little extra off the price for it.
That is agreeable. One will.
Of course, right.
I see you have quite the eye for fine items, mademoiselle.
Oh no.
Perhaps
Everyone's
some of my
trying to-
wares might also be of interest
These
to you.
merchants.
I'm a toy merchant from Fontaine. You'll get nothing but the finest and most intricate clockwork toy.
Perhaps you could enlighten me then. When should said amusement be derived?
Well, that is, of course, best understood by playing with them yourself. If you could wait just a moment, I can bring one out and give you a demonstration.
There is.
Mademoiselle.
Give me your newest and finest model, and be sure to package it securely.
Ah, of course. The instruction manual is.
I can do without. Many watchful eyes surround this place. If one were to be spotted, there is no harm in bringing it back to study in secret.
Did your shopping go smoothly?
Naturally. One may not delight in social interactions, but that does not mean one lacks in faculties. And you two? Are you not here to purchase things?
We just haven't had time yet. It doesn't look like there are any kite stalls around Elon Wharf, but it does look like there are lots of goods from Fontaine.
You are also planning to participate in the kite flying competition, then? One means to say, you along with all the other youths. One has been entreated to share one's kite-making expertise, and indeed there was little one could do about such persistent supplication. One moment energetic and earnest, and dejected the next. One had no choice but to acquiesce to these requests, and thus, one will be organizing a kite-making workshop to provide personal instruction in this art form.
Oh, who will be participating then?
Shuyu, Shenhe, Ganyu, and Yayo.
Wow, that's quite a few people.
Indeed.
Also, this is all pretty well, Xianyun, but it's not like you have to make your own kite to participate in the competition. You can just buy one ready-made and call it a day.
Ha! You speak of those equipped with the mechanical lifting device, do you not? 'Tis nothing but a crude piece of mortal machinery. The mechanism that one has developed was the fruit of millennia of meticulous study. Let us not speak of the source of the mechanism's power, but rather its structure. It is composed of materials as light as bamboo and as strong as iron. This composition grants it the lightness of weight to ascend into the sky and the durability to follow the wind for many a mile. It is built with a series of intersecting rods that... Never mind. It is unlikely the two of you will understand, even should one expend the effort to explain. One is better off saving one's breath.
It sure seems like you want to talk about it, though.
So, will you be attending the workshop or not?
Huh? Wait, you've been trying to invite us this entire time?
All right then. No need to prepare the materials in any case. Arrive at Mount Outsong in 2 days.
Are you leaving? Don't you want a guard to help you with that big box of yours?
Surely you jest. One goes as one pleases.
Yeah, I don't think you need a guard. I think it would be just
It can float? What kind of
a deftness invention, Paimon.
One calls it the floating toting device.
She seems pretty proud of that one.
She's proud for her contraption.
Look at her walk down the street. She seems so confident, but everyone around her is looking at her all funny. Paimon wonders... never mind. But anyway, that box of hers seems to be full of those mechanical lifty thingamabobs. Not that Paimon was peeking or anything. She just, got a bit unsteady for a second and wouldn't you know it, all the stuff inside almost came bursting out. Paimon even went out of her way to keep it all together. All Paimon say is that Xianyun sure does try hard to save face. What did she call it again? A crude piece of mortal machinery? Paimon bet she just can't wait to take it apart and see how it's made.
Yep. She sure does.
We should probably act like we didn't see anything, though. You know, in consideration of her feelings and all.
Yep.
After all, that is the propriety with which one should comport oneself when it comes to an elder, right?
Yep. Oh, that was part 1 complete already. Oh, that's less than mini games. I really don't like the fact that I have to wait. I really don't like the fact that I have to wait 2 days to actually wait till the 11th to actually play the rest of it. I sometimes hate that about this game sometimes. It's always so annoying this. Okay. Okay. Nope. I have a decision I made. I think the plan for Sunday will be I will repeat the currently 3 acts I have available. And on Sunday I will complete the last of it. And I'll probably stream Sunday, stream the last of it, the 4th part of it, and basically do the mini games. Because it'll probably be a pretty short stream otherwise. Oh, so I don't know what else I'll do, because that's just like, Sometimes I don't know what else to stream in this game besides story. To me, it's really the only thing you can really, that's, yeah. Crazy. I really was expecting the entire thing to be available today, but I guess not. That's fun. That's just fun. Yeah, we're just gonna do the rest, I'm not waiting till Sunday to experience the what's currently available. I must avoid the spoilers. Cannot do that for long. So yeah, that's the plan. Sunday we'll probably have a short stream to finish the rest of it, and I guess do the mini games. Probably. Unless I come up with something else to do that day. I don't know what. That's pretty much the plan, I guess. What? Oh, wait, point time till 8 to 12. Okay. That's. Oh, oops. That was not what I want to click. There you go. That should work. Okay, well, it's time to go meet Cloudreturn, I suppose. I think that's the one I'm gonna meet. The person gonna be first, right?
I've never had dim sum at Xianyun kiosk before.
Okay, it's coming first.
But it should be quite the feast for sure. Ooh, and that's Paimon's stomach right on cue telling her it's time to go find Gaming. Let's go!
That's not what I meant to do. I certainly hope Paimon doesn't drag Gaming's wallet dry. Scared. Paimon's a big old glutton. Well, a little glutton, but...
Oh, you're here early. I just ordered. The food should be out in a second. Sit down, sit down.
Let's all take a seat.
That's what I just said, Paimon.
Here, hand me your cups.
Oh, thank you.
Very nice.
Wait, you weren't supposed to drink that, Paimon. That was for you to rinse your utensils.
That's a thing?
Oopsies.
such delicious food. Do you really eat all this just for breakfast?
It's just, it sounds like these are Paimon actually looks very adorable, but at the same time you can't. But yeah, well, enough Paimon slander. No, not time for Paimon slander.
That's just how we do it where I'm from. Most of the time, though, I don't eat lunch after dim sum.
Oh, that's good to hear. Paimon doesn't need to worry about holding back then.
Eat! If it's not enough, we can always order more.
Oh no, please no.
And there's
Don't
Tongsoy coming
encourage her.
as well. I don't usually have that in the morning, but, well, since everyone's here, I just had to order it. What about you, Traveler? Is the food to your liking? Want some more seafood congee? Let me refill your bowl.
Paimon's gonna take you up on that. Fill it up nice and full and make sure she gets a few extra shrimp. Thanks!
That's conversation. Nice. Very good meal. Yep.
So full. That meal was so satisfying, it even gave Paimon some extra brain juice. Oh, listen. Paimon's figured it out. Let's think about this for a second, Gaming. You invited us to this awesome restaurant and ordered a whole table full of expensive dim sum. That would explain why you try to keep your friends and family away from each other.
Are you confusing me with Xingqiu?
Huh? You know Xingqiu? You sure know a lot of people.
Well, when you're on the road as much as I am, you hear all sorts of rumors. Sometimes they're true, sometimes they're not. What it comes down to is being able to tell the difference. More often than not, that means knocking on some doors to find out for yourself.
Oh, you truly are a man of many talents, young Master Gaming.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, enough with the teasing. Sorry to burst your bubble, Paimon, but you're wrong about my family situation.
What? Oh, Paimon thought she was onto something there.
Well,
my dad is just an ordinary tea merchant. Small scale stuff, you know? It wouldn't even make sense to mention his business in the same breath as the Xianyun Commerce Guild. My dad... he always wanted me to inherit the family business. To be a merchant like him.
You want to follow a different path?
But that's just not who I am. It's not who I ever wanted to be.
Have you ever talked to him about it? You know, about your interests and aspirations and
Of course I have. I told him I wanted to be a wushu dancer. That I wanted all of Tevat to see what I could do. According to my dad, though, that wasn't a real job. Just a child's pipe dream.
Wow, so mean.
That's terrible.
I'm sure he thought I would come around eventually, but wushu dancing has always been the only thing I wanted to do. One day, he tried to get me to visit some other tea merchants to start building the right relationships, but I refused to go. We got into a huge fight. We were this close to throwing hands.
Ooh.
In the end, I was so angry that I ran away from home.
Oh, that's why.
I haven't been back since. Don't get on my case just yet, okay? It's not like I think I'm completely without fault.
That's why I went to with that, because he ran away.
No. I know that it wasn't the right way to go about things. But my dad's stubborn. No matter how hard I tried to convince him, it just went in one ear and out the other. There was no changing his mind. I knew talking would only get me so far, but if I made it big in Liyue Harbor, the results could speak for themselves.
That seems
Gaming.
This is sad.
I'm sure you both already know how that's going. Wushu dancing's just not that big in Liyue Harbor. In the past, I would go door to door from store to store, asking if they would be interested in hiring a performer. Most times, I wound up eating nothing but humble pie. And you can't just rely on dreams to put food on the table, right? So, I found a job as a guard to make some money. And now I have enough to get by and then some. Still, change takes time. Gotta take it slow, you know?
Paimon understands.
Okay, enough of all that serious talk.
Actually, we kinda already have plans this afternoon. We told Xianyun that we would go to her kite-making workshop.
Oh?
Are you interested in kite-making, Gaming?
Oh, no. It's just that I happen to know Auntie Xianyun.
That title certainly humanizes her a bit.
Oh, I know that she's an adeptus. I met her during a delivery once. But hasn't she been in the city lately? She's even tried, with some limited success, to change her terms of self-address or something like that. She came to see me a few days ago to ask about luminescent dyes. Oh, wait a second. She doesn't plan on putting those on a kite, does she?
I have no idea.
Is that not something you can do?
It's one thing to use it on cloth, but applying it to paper is another matter entirely. Why couldn't she tell me what she wanted them for?
Yeah, she does seem to have trouble with that sometimes.
It would be such a shame if everyone worked so hard on their kites only for them to get ruined in the end.
Great! The more the merrier!
Vibrant Hires Aloft in Spring Breeze Part 2. Hmm. Yep, there are the others. Hello. Oh, yep, she's falling asleep again.
Ganyu! Ganyu! Come on, wake up! Some friends have arrived!
Just played her idol animation, that's all they did.
Hello, friends.
As tired as ever.
Oh, I have some mint oil. Perhaps we should try that. A guest at Wanmin restaurant recommended it to me. I've tried it. Its stimulative effects are much stronger than what can be achieved from chewing on mint leaves alone.
My goodness.
Apologies in advance.
Uh-oh.
Wait! Shenhe! Not there!
See? It worked. She's awake.
Are you okay, Ganyu? Do you need some water? Or maybe something to eat?
I'm fine. I just feel chilly all over.
Huh. Was it that effective?
Chilly, huh? Master always says a cool head leads to a calm heart. So, does this mean that heat's what we need to help you, Ganyu? Paimon doesn't think that's what the expression means exactly.
I feel a bit better now. Was I asleep? Must have been around the time I usually take my midday nap.
Did you not sleep last night? That does seem to happen to you
You
often.
should be sleeping more, God, you. Please. Good chick's a workaholic and she actually has a good work-life balance. Oh, dude.
Perhaps you should come work at Wanmin restaurant with me. We get off at 10 on the dot every night without fail.
I could never. I'm sorry. I seem to have missed your name. You are...
Me? My name is Gaming. I work as a guard for the Secure Transport Agency.
Gaming. The name sounds familiar. I believe I've heard your name mentioned around the Ministry of Civil Affairs. People tell me you're an extremely enthusiastic worker, and you are very generous with your help.
Well, you know me. Or, I guess you don't.
My name is Ganyu. This is Shenhe.
It's an honor to finally meet you all. Oh, you must be here for Auntie Xianyun's kite-making workshop, right?
Yes. I have neither made nor flown a kite before. As long as Master is willing to teach, I am willing to learn.
Me too! I want to participate in the kite flying competition with my best friend!
I think it's Chi-Chi, yep.
Plus, it's more
I think it's
meaningful
Chi-Chi.
if you make the kite yourself, right?
Based on the animation I'm saying, I'm pretty sure it's Chi-Chi. Pretty sure that's her friend. We'll see.
Your best friend didn't come with you? Well, Chi-Chi's
Yep,
been
that's
super
right.
busy helping Dr. Baiju lately. I'll meet up with her later and give her a huge surprise. Oh, I also brought bandages and ointment with me today. It's easy to cut yourself when working with bamboo, so I thought I should come prepared.
How very responsible of you, yeah. What a responsible little kid.
Wow, you're really thoughtful.
As for myself, I'm afraid I lack some of my companion's enthusiasm. I was originally planning to buy a ready-made kite and just enjoy the festive city atmosphere with everyone. But Cloud Retainer is always going out of her way to look after her juniors, wanting us to have the best there is. She always puts us before herself.
Oh, that's so nice of her.
It was so thoughtful of her to arrange this workshop, so I simply couldn't let such consideration go to waste. My motivation for being here might be a little different, yes, but I'm ready to put in just as much effort as everyone else.
Nice, Gunny, nice.
Well, we're all here, but where the heck is Xianyun? Shouldn't she be here by now?
Who is it that speaks of oneself in such an ill-tempered tone?
Oh, come on! You clearly heard Paimon!
Master stopped to buy grilled tigerfish to share with everyone.
Oh, Paimon, sorry, Miss Illuminated Bird! Paimon always knew you were
Immediately,
the foolish
food
and
gets brought in, Paimon immediately begs for mercy.
You is sure to have brought enough for Paimon as well, right?
So mean. My goodness, Paimon.
So delicious. Paimon's life is complete.
It appears that we've ended up with quite a few participants indeed. Go ahead and divide yourselves into small groups. The materials are over here. The regular dyes and luminescent ones have been clearly marked. Use them as you see fit. As for how to make the kite, one assumes you all made sure to listen to the instructions one provided while we were eating. Yes? Are there any questions?
Paimon may have focused a little too hard on the eating and less on the listening. Paimon knew she could count on you, Traveler.
Yeah, I'll do all the effort and get all the credit.
One will wait under this tree and avail oneself of the cool air while one digests. Do not hesitate to seek one's company if you have any trouble, questions, or simply want to chat.
We're not in any hurry to get started. Why
Okay. It's okay, they moved into a group. Okay, yeah, I was just chatting there. Okay.
Hey, Gaming! Want to team up?
Huh? I have to participate? I thought I'd be done for the day after adjusting the dye formula.
You're that unenthused by kite making?
No, it's not that. It's... it would take too... What do you think, Xiyu? Is there a particular
I wanna swap...
that might be a little hard to pull off.
True, but I...
Okay.
Auntie Cloud Retainer, look! Am I doing it right?
Very good. Your frame is nice and sturdy. This design, is it a finch?
Yep.
Oh, very good impression.
One is looking forward to
I
seeing
think
your
that's a good
finished
impression, yeah.
product.
What color are you going to make it, Yao Yao? I haven't decided yet. If I make it blue, it'll be more like my friends. But if I make
How
it
about a
gold,
mix?
it'll be more like me.
If you are asking for one's own opinion, one would advise choosing gold. When giving a gift, the key consideration is the recipient's feelings, is it not?
Oh, hey, I never told you the kite was for Chi-Chi. How did you know?
With age comes wisdom, child. One simply has a way of knowing things.
Oh, cool. Thanks, Auntie Cloud Retainer. I'm gonna start painting it gold right now.
Good. One will watch. You two seem strangely unoccupied. One was under the impression that one was supposed to be doing the relaxing.
We actually haven't started yet, but we're going to start,
Oh, did I miss on the... Okay, I don't miss on the chance of my Ganyu and Shinra are off too.
Shenhe, it would be great if you could refrain from putting things on my horns from now on. They're really quite sensitive.
I see.
Thank you. No harm done.
Good. Could I touch them just once more, though? No oil or anything this time. I've just always wondered what Miss Ganyu's horns feel like.
Huh? Please, I told you. Just call me Ganyu. Well, alright.
She's touching legs with touch her
Just be
horns.
gentle.
Firm to the touch, with no discernible... Oh, still, Ganyu appears to be shaking like a cat whose whiskers have just been touched. Then I'll apply the oil to your forehead next time.
Oh, no need. I'll just refrain from taking afternoon naps outdoors.
Hmm.
Anyway, we should perhaps we should just choose the most traditional style.
Okay.
Well, they seem to be getting along swimming.
Yeah.
We should get started on our kite now. Let's go. First, we have to decide on the shape. Hey, oh, that's not a completely crazy idea. If nothing else, a Paimon-shaped kite could at least make sure you never get lost on your travels and always find the tastiest food and funnest things to do wherever you go. Maybe we're not exercising enough artistic license. We should exaggerate this a bit. How about this? The word Paimon means the guardian angel of travelers.
How about the leaker of information? Or how about simple for unsafe secrets? Or glutton. Oh yes, Paimon slander, Paimon slander. I can't help it. It's fun to make fun of Paimon every now and again.
Now, what expression should we give her? Since the kite is going to be flying super high in the sky.
Guilty about something. Oh, I know what the dialogue. I've seen the Reddit. The the dialogue. You know. Guilty. Yes, I want this option.
Paimon totally didn't do anything wrong. And even if she did, she doesn't deserve to... Since the kite is going to be flying super high in the sky.
I kinda want to do the guilty one. Yeah, I won't really do the guilty one, but at the same time, I feel like that might be a little mean to Paimon. Decisions. One must make a decision. This is a very good question. What shall I pick? You know, I'm gonna do the guilty one. It's funny.
Oh, Paimon totally didn't do anything wrong. And even if she did... Now that we've decided, let's make it happen.
No further protest, Paimon? Okay. I'm making Paimon hate it. Paimon's making himself guilty.
It's done! Paimon has to say. Kai Paimon might even rival real Paimon in terms of cuteness. Now we just have to attach the string.
All right, gather around, everyone.
Oh, Xianyun's calling us.
Yep. You don't need to tell me twice, Paimon. I heard it.
Let one take a look.
Yep.
Wow! Ganyu and Shenhe made a scissor-tailed swallow. It's so pretty.
Yep. The coloring makes it look a lot like Master.
If the tail wasn't split in two like that, it might even be a spitting image. If you look closely, there are a few spots where the colors go outside the lines. Did you doze off while painting it, Ganyu?
I did the painting. I stared at the paper for quite some time, but I simply could not recall the coloring of any bird. Except Master. Or should I say that I'm too familiar with her crane form? Even when she stands before us in human form, all I can see is blue and white.
Oh, well, now that you mention it, Paimon can see it too.
Exactly. So I simply closed my
Oh,
eyes
boy.
and painted from memory.
No way.
That's not bad,
You can paint
honestly.
with your eyes closed? Wow, the disciples of Adepti really are something.
Yeah, you know, it's very impressive, honestly, considering she did that all while eyes closed and only made probably a few mess ups where the paint went off the lines. Not bad, honestly.
You are most filial, Shenhe. One is flattered by the likeness.
The Swanee that Gaming and Xianyun made looks very majestic. I'm sure it'll look even more impressive as it soars through the sky.
The eyes and ears glow in the dark, so you're sure to see it at night. Your golden finch is cute too, Yao Yao.
It's all thanks to Auntie
Ah.
Cloud Retainer's guidance.
What about your kite, traveler?
I love this.
Very Paimon-like indeed.
Why do you say that, Shenhe?
That one time the traveler suspected that a piece of meat was missing from their bowl, that was the exact expression on your face.
Is that something that happened?
So it was you.
Is that the Jade Chamber?
Oh?
Who? And where did that come from? The Jade Chamber.
Who dares attempt such a flagrant display of impropriety by releasing a kite into one's territory without one's permission? Oh, and to do so by making use of this crude piece of mortal machinery. One simply must know who it is that possesses such impertinence.
Uh-oh.
Continue attaching the strings, everyone. One will be but a moment.
Cloud Retainer!
Oh, that.
Traveler, Paimon, could I trouble you
Yeah.
to go after Cloud
I don't want to see what she's gonna do to the poor soul.
Right?
Oh, she'll be fine. She'll be fine. I just feel sorry for the poor soul that's supposed to be on the receiving end of things.
I'm more worried about the person who released the kite.
Yeah, I'm very.
There's wind up ahead. Looks like we can glide over.
I am very yeah, you shouldn't be afraid of for Cloud's safety. You should be concerned for the poor sap who released the kite. Because it ain't about to end well for them. Who was it who released the kite?
This Fontaine
Oh,
device of mechanical
it's
motion
them.
is quite curious indeed.
Oh, they're the ones who did it.
Now is hardly an opportune time for your musings. Someone among us was not sufficiently attentive, and now the kite has vanished.
And Clovertier is
Calm
angry.
yourself. Do you have any recollection of its last location?
One believes it drifted in the direction of Mount Outsong. Perhaps it is mere happenstance, but one feels a certain sense of dread at the thought.
Your concern is misplaced, surely. Cloud Retainer is either in the city looking after her disciples, or secluded in her abode attending to her research. She will not notice that.
Yeah, I think Mount Chamber's source of dread is something you should listen to.
On the subject of said kite, however, one simply must remark on the genius of its windless lift technology. One cannot help but surmise that its ingenuity rivals that of Cloud Retainer's creations.
Still thy tongue. If Cloud Retainer were to hear you profess such a thing, we can both say farewell to any further use of the Supreme Cuisine Machine.
One presumes that this kite belongs to you.
Huh?
Their fear.
Regard the situation with which we are now confronted. This is all your fault.
One's fault? One seems to recall that releasing the kite was no solitary endeavor.
Oh, this one did not go well for them at all.
Say something, Mountain Shaper. Surely you can think of something to appease her.
Further explanation shall only fan the flames of her wrath. It would be better to stay silent and retire at the earliest opportunity.
We can hardly avoid her forever. That may suffice during Lantern Rite. But what about the Moon Chase Festival? Sooner or later, she will discover our true identity.
Hello?
Go retrieve the kite.
Absolutely not. You retrieve it.
This interaction's great.
That is not our kite.
Oh, So an adeptus such as oneself is mistaken then?
Ah, you're an adeptus? Please forgive us for any impropriety.
They're really trying.
I truly possess no inkling of who could have released a kite into your esteemed domain.
Oh my goodness.
Pray, who could be responsible for such wanton behavior?
Verily, verily, we were but delighting in the surrounding scenery. This locale is home to such exquisite mint.
They're doing a very bad job of
And
this.
if that's all,
A very
then
bad.
we'll just be on our way.
We finally caught up. You sure do fly fast in your illuminated bird form, Xianyun. Mooncarver?
Oh, you've outed.
Doing
You outed them. You outed them, Paimon.
Okay, now Paimon's getting a weird vibe.
You exposed them, Paimon. You exposed them right in front of her.
It is of no consequence. Long has one seen through their disguises. One was simply curious as to how long they would keep up the act.
Then you are not angry?
How could one feel anger at the sight of two old friends enjoying themselves? One is also well aware of how enticing these
She
city
sounded angry a
novelties
moment ago.
We were simply consumed by a fit of festive spirit. Seldom do we get the opportunity to partake in the delights of the times.
Oh boy. Yeah, sure. You two nearly got murdered. Actually, I shouldn't say that word on Twitch. Can I get away with that word on Twitch? I don't know. But, game ended. They, I don't know. But they wouldn't, it's a case in point, they won't be having a very fun time.
However, we are far from being as adept as you in matters that require a deftness of hand. No worthy kite could be born of our own making. Thus, we could only take the convenient route, so to speak.
Your prowess in mechanics is unparalleled, Cloud Retainer. You wield the wind and waves themselves.
Yeah, I don't like I didn't hear
Your
you
singular
praising.
talent stands unmatched across the land. Of this, we are well aware.
One has guests to attend to. We will have to convene again some other time. Traveler, Paimon, do try to keep up.
We're leaving already?
It seems that one's concern was misplaced after all.
Then, should we continue flying the kite?
A splendid suggestion, but
perhaps your mountain would suffice? It is more than spacious enough.
A fine idea.
Oh my goodness. Oh, no, that was they look so guilty. They really tried to fool her into thinking that they weren't that, and they're her deftest friends. Tried so hard but failed.
They're back.
Paimon's pooped. Hi. Why are there only two of you left?
After you left, Yao Yao and Shu Yu tired themselves out playing with their kites. Gao Ming offered to escort them home.
Before he left, he said something that I don't quite understand.
Oh? What did he say?
He said, a kite is always tied down no matter how far it flies or how high it soars. Its tether prevents it from ever truly flying free. He looked quite dejected as he said this.
I think I know why I said
Now
this.
that you mention it, Gao Ming did seem to have a rather strange attitude towards kites.
A reflection of himself. If I were a kite, I would cherish that tether as a symbol of kinship and the bonds that tie us and...
Shenhe?
It may be an exceedingly slim and distant connection, but lose it, and you lose that which links you to home. If Gao Ming truly sees a kite as a reflection of himself, then I fear I understand his words even less.
Well, people often have different points of view depending on their mindset and experiences, right? It's actually quite normal.
True.
Just like some people can eat spicy food, but others won't go anywhere near it?
Exactly. That's why tolerance and understanding are as important as they are.
Tolerance and understanding? What brought about this conversation? Did one miss something?
We were just chatting. You don't have to butt in on every little thing, you know. Where were you anyway?
One was merely doing a bit of cooking. Night fast approaches. If you are otherwise unoccupied, one would entreat you to stay and eat before you depart.
Oh, it's been so long since I've had the chance to enjoy your cooking, Cloud Retainer.
Worry not. One has prepared a variety of meat and vegetable dishes. One is more than familiar with everyone's culinary proclivities. Shenhe, Ganyu, come with me.
Whoa, what's with all the secrecy? You're not trying to play favorites, are you? If you're ready to serve...
Guess I'm going to the boat entrance either way. Okay. Please don't drown. Thank goodness.
This is...
Oh! Oh! So this is when they change their new outfits. Yep, Ganyu's embarrassed, yep.
I can feel the wind brushing against my legs. This is a bit embarrassing. Is the headpiece secure? I should have asked Cloud Retainer to check before I stepped outside.
How do we look?
She asked them just like that?
You look pretty too, Ganyu! Oh, how should Paimon put it? You both look so elegant and refined! Those outfits really suit you both!
Given that one employed the services of the best tailor in all of Liyue, one would expect nothing less. What colors have you been partial to lately, Shenhe and Ganyu?
Lately? Why is Cloud Retainer suddenly asking about what colors we like?
I like black.
One is gratified to see one's disciple has inherited one's own tastes.
The color black doesn't get dirty easily. A virtue I've come to value recently.
And you go—
I favor blue and black.
And the material is sufficiently comfortable, yes?
Yes, very. I simply cannot thank you enough, Cloud Retainer, for this gift. And the kite, too.
Thank you, Master.
One is content, as long as you are pleased with the gift. One hopes these garments will see much use.
Seems like your supreme cuisine machine is just getting better and better, Xianyun! This golden crab's particularly good. The shell's It's a good thing Gaming isn't here, or Paimon would have to duel him for the food. You know, with chopsticks.
He traveled all this way on account of the kite-making workshop, and he spent the whole afternoon looking after Oh well. One will just have to extend one's thanks in person.
It's rare for someone to make such a good impression on you, Cloud Retainer.
One has high standards. He appears to be a young man of much merit, and one is not the type who would see such potential squandered.
It appears that he wishes to break free from the kite string that tethers him.
Kite string? Huh, what strange metaphors you speak in, Shenhe. Ever since you returned from one mean restaurant, your turns of phrase render one at quite the loss.
Where do we even begin? Oh, do you know about the conflict between Gaming and his dad, Xianyun?
One has only heard that the two are not on good terms.
He ran away from home and hasn't been back since.
Oh?
Ran away, you say? Oh. One believes we would all benefit from a more thorough retelling. Start from the beginning.
Oh, okay. Paimon just hopes he won't mind.
I don't think he will. Yeah, it's very...
What?
This shall not do. Lantern Rite fast approaches. As one was contacting various tailors around Liyue, one could not help but be reminded of Menogias. He possessed a singular talent for clothing design. He had an exquisite eye, not just for fabric selection and color pairing, but also for what excess at a gathering of adepti. Bonanus once complained in secret to some of the ladies in attendance that the skirt Menogius made for her was too long and impractical, lamenting that it would only hinder her in battle.
Okay.
However, when one asked Menogius his opinion, he remarked that the train of the skirt would serve to enhance her adeptal countenance by exemplifying a certain elegance. Menogius was that type of person. When it came to topics relating to garments and accessories, not even Rex Lapis could best his stubbornness. And later, one means to say that Lantern Rite should be a day of reunion.
Yeah.
It is a time to address problems before they turn into regrets. Fate is fickle. The cruel reality of this world is that suffering and misfortune can befall any of us without design or reason. If there is a chance for young people to remain insulated from this reality, one should do one's utmost to make it so.
That's nice and all, but...
Do you have any ideas, Cloud Retainer?
Perhaps adeptal arts could be of use. No. Mechanics, perhaps. One fails to see its use in a situation such as this.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Combining our Aha! One has an idea. How about this? Does that make sense to everyone?
Oh, I can hear nothing.
Yep. Oh, Paimon really hopes this works.
One's designs never fail. Now then, I counsel rest for all, and to make the necessary preparations. One shall see you in 2 days.
Okay. You know, I think that's where we'll leave it off for the day. I think I'll finish the do part 3 of it on I'll do the next 2 parts on probably a Sunday stream probably, or Monday, no later than that. So that's Sunday or Monday. I'll probably stream then probably, and then after that, well, yeah. So yeah, that's the plan at this point. Plus, I don't want to be streaming for too long. Life is getting that's kind of a bit busier, I would think. And also, I think it's just better to try to, like, make sure I don't be up too late, so. Anyway, so, whoever's here or has been here, thanks for tuning in, even if just to say hi. I hope all they're here have an enjoyable rest of their evening or morning or whatever. Or afternoon, and well, see ya next time.